What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? It is Monday, May 17th.
Episode 26.
We are talking that beer of the week.
We got a HUA 25 review.
Them cribbage game results.
We got our monthly challenge discussion.
We got a brew kit unboxing.
Man, and so much more. We can't wait to get into it. Let's
Hell
go.
Yeah, man. Happy to be back.
Thank you for tuning in. I know your time is valuable. There's thousands of other podcasts that you could have settled for, but now you're just vibing with two goofy dudes from Wisconsin who like to discuss their problems and figure out ways to solve them. And challenge the listeners to get up out of their comfort zone. Try some shit they ain't done before. This is Hold Us Accountable.
That's the name of this podcast, ladies and
This is
gentlemen.
Hold Us Accountable. Yeah, this is Hold Us Accountable. This is Hold Us Accountable.
What up, YouTubers?
Yeah, man.
Hold us
Episode
accountable.
26 of episode Hold Us Accountable.
Hey, what podcast is this? Oh, I thought I said it again.
One more.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carl.
And my name is Max. Thank you all so much for joining in with us this week. We got a fun episode coming, man. Yeah, just a lot of reviewing, kind of
A lot of recapping.
But thank you to everyone who's been listening with us, sending us awesome koozies.
Hey, shout out. Awesome koozie.
Just interacting with us on all the social medias and just the positive vibes that are being thrown out with the show. We really appreciate everything. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead, give us a review and a comment. Tell us what your favorite beer is. Just a little comment on the review helps spread the word of the show on the app. It's nothing for our egos or anything. It just kind of helps spread the word of the show. So if you're looking to help out, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. And happy to be back, man. It's been a little bit of a break.
Yep.
Life's been pretty chaotic, but happy to be back in the stew.
Yeah. Definitely happy to be back. Definitely kind of brings a sense of just calmness back to a kind of volatile few weeks here. But
oh, man.
We're back, ready to go. We got a lot of fun stuff to open up, look at, talk about.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun episode. And, yeah, like Max said, thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're going to get right to the point. And me and Max are a little thirsty up in here, so you guys know how this goes. This is episode 26, Beer of the Week.
Let's do it.
Maximilian, crack me open some of that shit.
Okay.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad.
Yeah.
Cause the beer, it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And stuff!
All right.
It is
good
that beer of the
and
week.
stuff.
Max, what we drinking?
We have Lakefront Brewery India Pale Ale. So it's Lakefront Brewery's IPA. And we are going to be rating this beer off of summer activities.
Yeah, it was a nice, almost 80-degree day today.
it was
Beautiful and
beautiful.
sunny. So we're in the summer mood.
Yep.
We're ready
Absolutely.
to put on the old swim trunk,
Get a kayak out.
crack open a cold one.
Yeah. So we got summer activities. That's anything from would be kayaking to hiking,
Camping,
camping,
cookouts.
cooking out, grilling out,
Yeah, playing
barbecues,
sports.
yard games.
Exactly.
Um,
Before Max gets into depth about Lakefront Brewery, I want to give a huge shout out to my aunt out in Idaho.
yeah.
You know who you are. I sent us these awesome koozies.
The coolest koozies.
Got a nice little vest on. Yeah, Max will show them off. Oh, man. That one's cool. Max can hold his beer a little like a coffee mug. And mine's a nice little life vest, a little vest. So, thank you so much for giving us these koozies. They're awesome. We love them. We love you. And I think you deserve one of these.
Thank you. We appreciate it
Thank
so
you
much.
very, very much.
These are so cool. I can't wait to try to find a matching sweater.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
can
I'll get
drink.
a matching vest
Yeah.
to match our koozies.
And make it a really fun time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, thank you. Love you so much. Appreciate you. Max, let me hear a little bit about Lakefront Brewery.
All right, we are talking about Lakefront Brewery out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going to talk, like you said, about the brewery, and then we'll get into the beer itself. So let me give it a little taste quick first.
Yeah, good taste. Hey, cheers, bud.
Cheers.
It's kind of like a belly bump with these,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it's good beer.
Not bad. All right, so the beginnings. According to the brewery president, Russ Klisch, Klisch, the whole brewery started with his brother, Jim. Near his birthday, Jim expressed interest in beer making, and Russ humored him with a gift of a home brewing book. To Russ's surprise, Jim read the book and brewed a beer. By Russ's account, Jim was no gourmet cook, but he made a pretty good beer. Impressed, Russ decided he could brew one better. In short, sibling rivalry and common interest led to both brothers entering home brewing contests and winning awards. It wasn't long before family and friends encouraged them to turn their hobby into a business. The brothers decided to start small and choose a location within walking distance of their home, the site of the former bakery in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood. They began brewing with 55-gallon stainless steel drums and used dairy equipment. On December 2nd, 1987, they sold their first barrel of beer to a tavern within rolling distance of the brewery. So
Toss it in a wheelbarrow
and just roll it
on down.
Lakefront's production grew with their popularity. By 1988, sales jumped to 72 barrels. By 1989, 125 barrels, and sales began doubling after that. In 1990, owner Russ Klisch built his own bottling machine and began bottling their beer. The brothers brought in more used equipment to meet their ever-expanding demand. A visiting food critic once commented that Lakefront was a Frankenstein operation because all of their equipment had lived and died in a previous life. In 1998, production had reached nearly 3,000 barrels in the small 3,600 square foot space, and Jim and Russ decided it was time to move. So they moved.
Sound like a bunch of entrepreneurs, man.
Yeah, they just loved what they were doing and started, small, just selling it small locally, and then, once a tavern got it and word got out, they just started capitalizing on their popularity and kept going.
I like it.
So let's go to present day. Lakefront's pioneering spirit has created many U.S. brewing industry firsts. Among these, the brewery introduced the first beer in the United States made from 100% in-state grown ingredients with barley, wheat, hops, and a first-of-its-kind indigenous Wisconsin yeast strain, which is called Wisconsinite Summer Weiss. The first certified organic brewery producing the country's oldest certified organic beer, which is Organic ESB. The first government-certified gluten-free beer, New Grist. So those were their, innovations. Lakefront Brewery has one of the most popular brewery tours in the United States. Over 80,000 people tour the brewery each year. Wow. Lakefront was one of the first, if not the first, to offer beer at the beginning, during, and after the tour instead of requiring visitors to wait until the end. Thank God.
Thank God.
Now that is a true pioneer right there.
That is,
a true pioneer. We are going to end right there. They just have a bunch of stuff about their organic beers, gluten-free beers.
I like these guys.
They got a fruit and pumpkin beer, indigenous brewing, locally sourced. Yeah, Lakefront's
gluten-free. I like it too because with how many people there are in Wisconsin, you're gonna have people who are gluten-free people, or people who need a little love into their beer to make sure they stay healthy.
Exactly.
So making sure everybody can enjoy a little Pilsner.
Yeah.
Hey, good for Jim and Ross. And I like Or Russ.
Russ, yeah.
I like how it started in like a sibling kind of competition.
Right, like
you know,
one brother was like, "Oh, you're actually doing this? I bet you I could do it
I
better."
could do it better.
Like, nah, man, I read the book.
Yeah, well, we might as well just team up and make this thing take off. And now they got 80,000 people a year visiting their breweries. That's
pretty
good for
cool.
them. I've been to a lakefront.
Yeah,
I didn't, not a brewery tour, but had some
Just-
food there.
yeah,
and
good food.
Enjoyed the atmosphere.
I've been to one many years ago, but yeah, it was good. So let's talk a little bit quick about this beer we're drinking. This is their IPA, India Pale Ale. The Cascade, Chinook, and Citra hops give a nice bite, but this beer is well balanced with a full body and agreeable malty flavor to round out any bitterness. Which,
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I would agree.
I would agree with that. It's 6.7% ABV, 58 IBU, 60 degrees Plato, full body copper color. I don't know what 16 degrees.
That's a lot of beer talk that we're gonna have to learn, man.
Gravity, 16 degrees Plato.
Gravity.
Is the John Mayer of this. But yeah, no, good beer. I think that pretty much the malty flavor to round out the bitterness is
Hey,
is
good,
pretty spot
good
on.
background, good story, fun, interesting, and a good beer. I'm gonna take a few sips, and so we're rating these off summer activities.
Summer activity.
Coming into the summer months, it was beautiful today. It kind of got us in the mood. So we're gonna just rate it off. I think a terrible summer activity would be roofing in the summer. A
Yep.
great summer activity, kayaking, camping.
Fishing.
Fishing.
Hot day, just out on the water.
What else sucks in summer? Pouring crete.
Yeah, any manual
Any
spreading
manual
mulch.
labor spreading. Yes, spreading mulch. Did get me a good tan though, man. Or a good bread.
Digging ditches.
Digging ditches. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little sippy poo. I hope everybody who is listening is enjoying a cold beverage with us. If you're not,
Absolutely.
good for you. And if you are, cheers.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's rate these.
I love this koozie. I can either drink it. I can drink it like a coffee mug.
I know. Are those sturdy sleeves?
Pretty sturdy. Yeah. Give it a shot or give it a feel.
Nice.
Or you give it a hug, give it a finger hug.
Oh, dude, and I would wear that sweater.
That's
It's
what
an
I was
awesome
like,
sweater.
I
I'd wear
wanna
this
find it.
vest too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love these koozies. These are so cool.
Great
and we,
koozies.
and
From the great state of Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Probably some potato dust on it. Oh, yeah, it smells like a tater.
Yeah, smells like a chip. Man, this is tasty. Pretty tasty, huh? See, some summer activities, especially in Wisconsin, are kind of tough because they're also like fall activities.
But this does give me it's a summery taste to me. It's in summer I do like this would be a dangerous hot day drink, but like
Yeah, maybe
it's
maybe like
kind of grassy little I don't know, fruit.
maybe if you're day drinking, maybe start the day with
Yeah.
Get an IPA in you to start.
Get a base.
Right, you got to eat something before you start drinking. So you get a good IPA in you.
Yeah.
And just put the base down. It's not too hoppy like the description says. The malt flavor really rounds out any bitterness.
I know I got mine.
Okay.
Think. So my first thought right away was like mowing the grass, but to some people that's terrible.
That would
but to me it's like I have it's like a good grassy for some reason like
you're getting grassy
outdoorsy taste. Like I love mowing the lawn. I love mowing. Like I could have one of these at each corner of the lawn while I'm mowing the lawn. Hot summer day, barefoot, getting a good tan. But I'm not gonna go with that. That was the first initial thought. But so your description, what you were kind of saying, you gotta eat before you start the day. It's a good base, good day starter.
Right.
To me, this is like a morning fishing excursion in Minocqua. You know, like
yeah.
waking up
Yeah.
6 in the morning, getting on the lake.
Start
It's
the day with
calm.
a
The
fun
water's like
activity,
glass.
yeah.
Like it just a good day starter. Not too much, not too crazy, but just a calm, relaxing way to ease your way into the day.
That's a good call there.
Easier way into the day with a lakefront IPA.
That's a
Holy shit! Hit me up for a commercial, lakefront.
I love it. That's a good one, man. That is a good. You're going early morning fishing trip in Minocqua.
Oh, like Lily's, the lily pads, or Lucky Log. Those are hot spots
That's,
out in Knock.
See, yeah, and because I was thinking like maybe like this would be like some yard games, some like you get your bag toss going to start, kind of get the juices flowing for the day.
Juice and maybe a little testicle toss.
Yeah, a little
maybe some horseshoes.
There was one, horseshoes.
Beersby.
Yeah, it's some type of fun summer yard game to kick off the day, get it going. Oh, I gotta jot this down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go yard game, like a fun summer yard game.
Yeah. I love it.
To get your day of partying or whatever you're doing in the summer day. Shit, I'm just rambling, not sounding good here, but that's
Nah,
right.
you sound great, man. You think we could get in like studio Beersby? For those of you who don't know what Beersby is,
in our next studio, we will for sure.
Oh man, dude, have a big open space. So Beersby is a game where you 2 versus 2. You stand about probably 15 feet, 20 feet away from 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so you have like a PVC pipe or some sort of pole, and you put a beer bottle on top of it. And the goal of the game is you toss a Frisbee and you try and knock that bottle off of the pole.
Yep.
And if the other team doesn't catch the bottle before it hits the ground, you get a point. But they also have to catch the Frisbee too. It's a fun game. You'll see it when we're in our next stew. Probably my favorite drinking game is Beersby for sure.
Yeah. And it's fun because you can modify it to do 1 versus 1.
Yeah, we've done it. We've set up.
Yeah, or it's great 2 versus 2 as well.
Yeah,
so
and if you're out camping, so to say, and you don't have Beersby equipment, find a stick, pound her in the ground. It's like an easy. You don't need a lot of equipment to play the game, but it's a good game. So while you're typing up, I could give a little beer fact of the day.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Do it up.
So, just in honor of the beer of the week and our new monthly challenge that we'll kind of get more in depth with later on in the show, I'm going to give you guys the 5 oldest breweries in America. And we're going to start with number 5. Start from the top. Anheuser Busch. Founded in St. Louis, Missouri in 1852, Anheuser-Busch has put fortitude and innovation into being the king of beers. We thank them for the delicious Budweiser, the innovation of refrigerated rail cars, and figuring out how to increase a beer's shelf life through pasteurization. All right, so that's number 5. Number 4, Minhas Craft Breweries. And I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but Wisconsinites know a thing or two about the perseverance, Jesus, pressing on through chilly northern winters every year. Apply that same level of perseverance to the beer industry, and you've got a brewery that's now been in existence for 171 years. Founded in 1845, Minhas. Have you heard of this? Am I pronouncing this right? Minhas? Minhas? Yeah, sure. Well, Minha's Craft Brewery has been in the same southern Wisconsin facility since its founding, growing to span 3 city blocks today. And then at number 3, another Wisconsin brewery, Pabst, has been in existence since 1844. Over the years, Pabst has gone by many different names. First, it was Empire Brewery. Then it was Best and Sons. When the Sons left, it left to start Miller Brewing Company, and Philip passed away and left the brewery to its daughter's husband, Frederick Pabst. The brewery became Pabst Brewing Company. Number 2, F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. Founded in 1842, Schaefer Brewing Company is still in operation, but owned by Pabst. Schaefer's most notable contribution to the beer world is that it's home of the oldest American lager.
Wow.
And at number 1, Yuengling, Y-U-E-N.
Yuengling.
Yuengling.
Yuengling or Yuengling?
Yuengling. Sure.
Yeah.
America's oldest brewery, DJ and Yuengling and Son, was founded in 1829 by a German immigrant in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, still operating out of the same building that they've been in since 1831. Yuengling is the 4th largest beer distributor in the United States.
Wow.
It's hard to get a hold of this beer in Texas, as they only distribute to 14 states.
Huh.
It's interesting. But taking a sip of their traditional lager is like taking a sip of history.
Oh, I've had this beer. In Florida, you can get it.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I knew the name, because when we were at a restaurant, one of the dudes was like, we have to get Yingling or however you pronounce it. I don't remember how it was pronounced. But yeah, I had it. It was good.
Wow.
It's good beer.
I wonder what the 14 states. 14
I bet you mainly East Coast.
Yeah,
I bet you it's all the East Coast.
England sold.
They probably didn't go past Florida.
Yeah, okay, so you have Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia.
Yeah, so Alabama's the farthest west they go, it sounds like, right? Or no, Arkansas. Shoots. I'm not good with my geography.
Not too good at reading or geography, so you're on your own with that one.
I gotta.
But that's interesting. I've never heard of that beer. Never heard of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. The oldest, what is that? That is not what it's like the most popular player. What? No, okay. So they go to Arkansas, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so they and Mississippi.
Yeah.
So they just don't do Louisiana. So, okay. So it's like
they do Louisiana.
They do Louisiana. Okay.
Yep.
So Louisiana, Arkansas. That's so interesting. They like go out because you said Ohio, right?
Yep.
So it's like this weird like bubble, this Mason-Dixon line, and they go up Kentucky. They say fuck you Illinois, and then it's fuck you Michigan. So you like see that line.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
That's funky. I wonder why. I wonder maybe it. Yeah, I would be
know.
curious to figure out why. Maybe throughout the show I'll we'll look at this. Why can you not buy Yuengling beer in
I mean, it's got to be something similar to like New Glarus, where they only kind of sell.
I guess
like the fact that they don't sell it to like states makes other states want it more, like Texas.
Yeah.
Or it makes Louisiana or Arkansas kind of.
So you said you've had it?
Yeah, I had it in Florida.
Do you remember?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good?
It was a darker colored beer. It was like an ambery. Well, the one we had, it was an ambery one. I can't remember the exact name. Actually, I wonder if I could look up the. That'd be I could.
I'm gonna look up what kind of our beer, Yingling.
It was like Yingling.
So they have, Jesus, just picture. It's a fucking picture book. Racing Eagle, the Yingling Traditional Lager, Yingling Light Beer, Black and Tan, Golden Pilsner, Yingling Flight, Lord Chesterfield Ale,
It might have just been their like.
Porter, Premium, or Light. So
Might
they
have-
seem pretty like to the point, like pretty. But then
Yeah.
they also have Raging Eagle Mango, just in case.
Hey,
You know. Well, hey,
but no, that's
that's
super-
interesting.
And I didn't know about the Minhas craft brewery.
Yeah, me
Never heard
neither.
of that one, and it's in Monroe, Wisconsin.
No idea where Monroe is.
Formerly Joseph Huber Brewing Company. Interesting.
Well, that's
Cool.
the goddamn beer of the week.
Man. That was
That
awesome.
that was a good beer of the
That
week.
was
Hey,
great.
good for us. And then so we're gonna mosey on down to talk about what happened at the
We're gonna do
what happened at the old cabin.
Yeah,
huh?
we're gonna do a little HUA 25 review.
Yeah, we'll talk
talk-
about it a little bit, kind of explain why it's not out right now,
Right.
you know, and just kind of talk about the experience, the whole
Yeah.
setup, and I mean we had a lot of fun, but that was episode 26. Awesome beer of the week,
Beer of
man.
the week.
Very good.
Yeah.
We got ourselves some new koozies. My
Oh.
vest could fit some boobies. Yeah.
I like beer 'cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, 'cause the beer it makes me glad.
Glad.
Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer.
My beer's wearing a vest.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hell
Awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, episode 25, man. What should we get into about it first?
Well, first of all, let's just talk about the setup, man.
Yeah.
And how
Dude, we-
awesome that was.
Dude, it was cool. We had we moved the studio. We
did, completely.
We moved the lights. We moved equipment. We got a generator.
We had our mic. Yeah, we had everything.
We had
man.
everything, and it was cool that it came together the way we somewhat envisioned.
And even better, I mean, maybe like the whole atmosphere of it was.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest starter for us, so our biggest concern was how much, are we gonna have light?
Like,
Is it gonna be warm?
Yep.
And so the first thing we kind of just cleaned out the old cabin because at this point it's kind of a storage unit.
Right.
So we just swept it up, got it kind of cleaned up.
Yeah. Set the stage for where we were gonna set our chairs up. Got the banner set up. Yeah, we took the banner down.
We had the lights, out there with us.
Yeah, it was. I mean, luckily for us, there was already some pre-electrical work done.
Yeah, I think that was
from
the biggest
previous
shock
years.
for us that it worked.
And
still.
it was still operational. We were expecting to use lanterns.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really cool just setting it up, kind of figuring out lighting, just background setting, kind of where, like, just how logistically it was going to work with us getting there, setting up, getting the beers of the week, like that stuff. It was cool just that we were able to do it.
The whole process of it was fun. I think one of the coolest things for me was just being back in the old cabin, and it was like being used in that kind of sense where it
Right.
wasn't just going in there, oh, it's dirty, slam a beer in there, keep walking. It was
Right.
no, we kind of cleaned it up. We got the whole atmosphere, the vibe going, and it looked awesome.
It
It
did
looked
look
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, so by the time we got recording,
We were a little too well liquored up. Or
Yeah.
beered up.
yeah,
Too many beers of the week had already gone down.
yeah.
We were a little amped up. We just weren't making a ton of sense. We weren't flowing well. We were just bouncing all over the place.
It wasn't what we wanted it to be.
right.
and I wouldn't call it a failure at all. It was the whole experience, everything about it was awesome, and the talk was, we had a great time.
Oh yeah, we had so much fun. It wasn't like we did it and at the end we were like, that sucked. Like why did we do this, or why we should have done this? We thought we killed it. We thought we put out the greatest episode we've ever put out. Yeah,
we thought that we were hitting Hollywood after this episode.
We thought showbiz, here we come.
We quit recording at about 5 a.m.
And it was only because our generator
ran out of gas, so all the lights went out, all the equipment turned off, and then I think we continued to talk in the pitch black for another hour.
Just hung out, and me and you shot the shit for another hour, yeah.
So it was an awesome time. I wouldn't take anything back from that experience.
No.
But
we learned a lot.
We learned a lot, and I mean, we just didn't want to put that. I mean, we're thinking about maybe making just like clips, letting you guys see the setup and a little here and there clips. But I mean, we were pretty shitty, pretty smash faced, and that's kind of
there was nothing serious, but there were just some things that we recorded that we don't think should be out there.
Yeah.
Should be put out.
Just aren't not like just things we just don't want.
That were for us.
That were for us. Yeah.
Discussions that were for us.
And we got I mean, that was the thing about it. We had really good talks, but
it just,
the more and more we got sauced up, the deeper and deeper it got.
Yeah, and it would take. I mean, I probably could have by this time strung together enough clips to put out an episode, but I don't know. I just had a lot going on, and it would have been a lot of like figuring out.
It was like
what
2 minutes at a time that we could have used.
Yeah, like how do I make this clip flow into the next one? Kind of. It was just a lot of. We were bouncing around a lot. It didn't make a ton of. It made sense to us.
Yeah, it was a bar conversation. Like it was
exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, it really was. And I mean, I would like to. I mean, and I say this, but you're the one who edits shit. Just put out little, like, really, like, I could even listen to the whole thing and then just send you, like, time points. We're like, oh, this would be kind of a cool clip to just cut out, put together. So I feel like that'd be.
We could do that.
A fair way to split it up. Instead of just being like, yeah, dude, just go through the whole thing, edit it, and
that
make
would
something.
be cool.
So I could go through it, get time clips and be like, this is a decent segment, and just so people because we hyped it up.
Yeah, we did.
And I think the people deserve to at least see what we did.
I agree.
But we're not dropping all 6.5 hours of recording, man. It was a long.
It was long. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like I keep going back to it, is we just were not. There was not a lot of structure.
No,
we thought there was. I remember thinking like we have down what we're doing, but then when you listen back to it, it just we're bouncing. We're bouncing.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of keep track of what we're talking about. There's a lot of inside jokes or inside stories, like family stories that we just throw out there because we think it fits or something, and it just wasn't like our best. It wasn't our most like
best media content, really
palatable,
yeah,
episode for people to listen to, and that's okay. It's
for us. I feel like it turned into like we were back in the old cabin in a setting where we were actually hanging out in there, and we just memories started coming, and like it turned into just us, just being back in the old cabin and just sharing stories and just hanging out with each other. Like it was just a night at the cabin for us,
right?
And so yeah, we'd like to show you some of that, but not all of it would not all of it's listenable.
No,
like it's at a point I think I'm just mumbling, we talked about trees for a while.
It was Arbor Day apparently. I don't remember that being Arbor Day, but I guess it was Arbor Day.
I mean, the whole episode, it was awesome for us watching back on it because like don't remember a lot of the episode.
That's another part of it. Like when you don't remember a lot of what you recorded,
You don't want to put that out.
and in your head the next day you're like, that was good. That was good stuff. Don't remember, but it was good. We had fun, and then you go back and watch, and you're like, that's,
I don't want that much of my drunkenness to be.
Well, it reminded me a lot of like
Nonsense.
those first couple episodes where we did,
Yeah.
where we were just so excited. We were
that. Yeah.
just the overexcitement came through, and it was almost too much of like just
We just got caught in the
basically-
moment.
Yeah.
And structure wasn't even a thing at that point.
No,
Like,
it was just we did it. We set everything up. Let's go. Like,
and it
let's
was
drink.
awesome, man. It was like it's not something we want to fully put out there. We want to show you clips, but at the end of the day, it was awesome. It was a great time. It was just a good experience, and it sets us up to do it better the next time, so we can actually record
so much better.
And I mean, I think it'd be awesome for us if we just had a weekend. It's just me and you up there.
Yep.
And say we get up there Friday and we can set up, work really hard at setting it up and getting it really nicely set up. And then we can record the next day
Right.
when it's a little earlier in the day.
Kind of start the day with a recording.
Yeah.
Have a couple our beers of the week.
Yeah.
We're not too bombed by the time we start.
Yeah.
We're just kind of
Because I think
ourselves are getting started. With the beers, and
so I think maybe that's something for us to think about, where we can coordinate a weekend where, maybe just us can go up, because it's hard with a crowd. I mean, especially it was work weekend, and there's a lot of people up there, so it was just I think we had a little extra stress on our shoulder, where it's like, we don't want to step on anybody's feet, maybe piss anybody off for any reason.
right.
But I mean, we didn't. But it would just be nice for us to go up there the night before, maybe get up there at like 5, set up, and really get it pimping, get it cool, get it awesome. And
Exactly. Do a one night we set up, the next day we record.
Because and I always feel fresher in the daylight in the morning.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. 100%. So yeah, like you said, I don't regret a single thing we did or said, because it's for us at this point, and we'll figure out what we want to put out for everyone else. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, we moved studio, which was really cool, something I was kind of apprehensive about. Like, for some reason, just like, obviously it's equipment. It runs on electricity. If you have electricity, it should work. But in my head, I'm like, maybe it won't work. And for some reason, like, we just, like, we'll get everything set up and we turn stuff on and it just doesn't work for some. Like, I was nervous about that stuff, or like the sound, or like how the microphone sounded, all that stuff.
And it was like that part is like the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden we have like so the electricity in the old cabin, it's just run wire, and then there's just a cord sticking out of the front of the cabin right next to the door.
Yeah.
And I just pulled up the Jenny. I'm like, well, hey, let's just try and plug this cord in and see if maybe these wires, and all of a sudden the cabin lit up.
Yep.
It's like, holy shit.
Still works.
So that was awesome. So
that was cool.
it was a stepping stone on something we can do again.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think it got us thinking about, studios in other places, traveling studios, things we could possibly do.
Bigger and better.
Yeah, man.
More opportunities, and that's the fun thing. Like, we can only just keep improving.
Yeah.
At this point, like, so
And
that
a
was
step.
cool.
Yeah.
It was another step, another thing we can say we tried and we'll improve on.
Yeah, and we will put something together for you guys to see, because we can't talk up episode 25 that heavily and then
Right.
just not give you anything. So I will put it upon myself to watch through it, find good points, find good, good segments, the best of the segments.
Best of,
So you guys can at least get maybe a half an hour clip of just us bullshitting in the old cabin
Yeah.
and see what we did.
and like that first hour and a half or so, we might be able to put out with no video, but maybe some audio.
Yeah.
From that chunk. I think
Absolutely.
would be possible, but yeah, the first hour and a half probably no video.
Yeah.
But we'll
We'll figure
like you
something
said,
out.
we'll figure something out. We'll get something out because we did hype it up. It was. I mean, it was like I said, it was fun. Even the fact that we had this whole plan for the beers of the week and it didn't really go as smooth, or like reviewing all the beers. That would again another learning experience of going, okay, if we want to do this, like we have to start doing it. We have to start planning it out months ahead of time, where we can grab a beer here or grab a beer there.
Because
and
we went
put it
searching
away.
because we talked about on episode 24 how we were gonna get every beer, but we found out like
It's not as easy.
we
as
can't
thought.
find, we couldn't find every beer.
Right.
And I mean, I think the hardest part about it for us was we didn't want to buy 25 6-packs of
Exactly.
different beers. We just wanted to pick and choose. But I think we did good with, I mean, just kind of the way we tried to do it.
Yeah, we
Yeah, it was
we,
cool.
We were gonna make the most out of it, and that was another thing. Like, I don't think we did. We just lost. Like we said when we were watching it earlier in the beginning, we were saying how like, okay, every time we crack open a new beer that we a new one we're trying, we'll be like, all right, hold on, stop conversation, we're trying a new beer, let's give it a taste test. We didn't do that a
we
single
got
time.
lost focus, and
lost in the sauce, man.
And when I say like we don't want to drop certain things we talk about, we weren't like, nothing we were talking about was like bad things. They were just, we just got really personal.
Yeah,
And like, I mean, and too drunk at certain points where some things didn't make sense.
exactly.
It wasn't like we were saying like negative, derogatory things. It was just like,
or all of a sudden we'd start talking about something that only we would kind of
yeah.
understand.
So that's what we're talking about when we say that.
It's nothing like we weren't saying dumb shit. We were just talking too personally, and no one would really be able to like fully understand or appreciate the conversation, because they would have no clue about what like we're referencing, or funny inside family jokes that we're referencing that no one would ever understand unless
no one
you're
would
with us.
understand.
So
Yeah, let's kind of mosey on, and so we wanted to just kind of give you guys a little taste of what we were doing, and we will come up with something so you guys can see a little bit of what we did.
We'll get some clips of like the fire rolling in the
Yeah.
the stove, and the smoky cabin.
The smoky cabin, just the setup. We were in
blankets on
sleeping
us.
bags
Yeah,
because it
exactly.
got freezing in there.
little chilly. But yeah, so it was fun, and we had a great time, and we appreciate the support, honestly, from the people that were up there.
Oh
Love the
absolutely.
fact-
We had a live audience.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who was there.
Yeah,
Shout out Todd. He was our
Shout
number one fan.
yeah.
Give
that.
fucking Todd. So
Yeah.
that it was awesome, but there were some important things that we were supposed to kind of get to during
Yeah.
that podcast, which is the cribbage game results. This cribbage game we've been playing
Exactly.
for how many ever episodes. So
Quite
if
a
you want to kind
few.
of get in depth about that, I'll grab you a Tarski.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna go and drain some Tarski out of me, and then I'll be back.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Righteous.
Yeah, so we had I won the cribbage game, so that means
you.
Yeah. Ew. So that means I get to be the benefactor of the winner loser bracket. We kind of modified it on the way up. Thank you. Where it was going to be, we were going to have two separate brackets or grids or sets of activities where the loser would have like really like a shitty activity, really horrible, like eat hot wings or a bunch of hot food the whole episode, and the winner would get to get a dinner bought by the loser while the loser is eating hot wings. So like, for example, if I made Carl get me a meal from a local bar here called The Bar, I would get like a nice meal, cheeseburger, fries, something tasty. Carl would have to eat like all of their hottest food, something like that. But instead we kind of switched it to a little more along the lines of we're in it together. So, for example, like a brewery tour, Carl pays for it, but we both go on the brewery tour and get to enjoy the experience of being on a brewery tour. And I think that is what we ended up rolling on. Some of the other activities we had were, let's see,
I think we had tattoos.
did
Is this what I kind of jumped in?
yeah, no, I was gonna just do a quick review of maybe it was this one.
The winners loser bracket?
Yes. But for
Oh, I got them on my phone.
oh, you got it. Oh yeah, cuz we did it on
we
the
did them
car
on my
ride up.
phone.
Yeah. So if you could pull that up, that would be awesome. So we'll pull up what we actually decided on to be the activities for the winners and losers of the cribbage game.
Yeah.
So what we decided on was that I would roll the dice that corresponded with the activities we selected, and whatever the dice landed on would be, what we were doing. So Carl, if you have that list, if you want to read it out for us.
Yeah. So we had a stadium tour, which we take a tour of Lambeau Field. Obviously, loser pays.
Right.
And then we had winner picks charity for loser to donate to.
Yep.
Loser cooks dinner of choice. Winner picks out song for loser to sing on show. Winner writes joke for loser to tell during stand-up month, because we are going to be doing stand-up comedy.
God, I wish we would have landed on that one.
And loser buys brewery tour. Winner picks out costume for loser to wear on show. And then time of life experience things, maybe like whitewater rafting, skydiving, or just an adventure, some sort of thing like that. And yeah, that was our list. And of course, since we're just heavy beer connoisseurs, and naturally the dice landed on number 5, which was loser buys brewery tour.
Yeah, so that's what we landed on during the show.
Yeah.
While we were recording.
Yep.
And we now have to figure out what brewery tour we're going to go on.
Yeah.
So we have a little list of breweries, more local than anything. Right now we've only got 4 on here.
So we
What
got
other
you could put Badger State on there.
Oh yeah, Badger State.
So, kind of our idea, the cribbage board is going to retire for a little bit, but we're going to keep it alive this episode. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put up 6 local breweries. So we got Hinterland, Copper State, Titletown, Zimbaldi's, Badger State, and then that's 5.
5.
And then
I mean, we'd have to do some traveling. We could put like Lakefront, or we could put a Milwaukee one.
there's one in Swamico as well.
Oh, okay. Let me look it up quick.
Yeah. So we're gonna have 6 breweries, Wisconsin breweries, and what we're gonna do today is we're gonna play a game of cribbage, and the winner of the hand is going to shake 1 dice, and so 1 through 6, whatever the dice lands on, that's the brewery we're gonna go to, and yeah.
This one?
Yep. Yeah.
okay.
It's right off. Take 41. It's right off of Lineville exit.
Cool.
So yeah. So whatever the dice lands on, 1 through 6, that's the brewery we're going to go to. But this is gonna be. So we're gonna make sure we bring the GoPro. We're gonna GoPro the tour.
Yep.
But this is gonna have to be a little later, probably later summer. Because the breweries, they're not doing tours right now.
Right.
Obviously, because of the virus. And then, I mean, okay. Yeah, so we got
6 up here.
Okay, let me ask you this. And I'm going to kind of mess up your whole list right now. Because you mentioned this before, and I just remembered it now. So since it's a later summer thing, do you want to spread it out? Different locations, maybe one's farther away. We could do like put New Glarus up there.
We could do New Glarus. We could do the Minhas.
Minhas, yeah. We could do, and then put maybe Lakefront. Keep a couple Green Bays. Hey, good idea. That was an awesome idea that I didn't listen to right away.
No. I it's tough, man, because like we don't know, like we don't know exactly how this is going to play out. So it's easier to find ones close to home. But
Yeah.
you know, if we decide, I think we should try to pick a month though, at least a month. Like, all right, let's get it done in this, or not get it
That's
done.
kind of hard though because we don't know when people are gonna
That's
open
true.
up.
Yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting that we're waiting on the opening up thing. Yeah, no, very, very true. Good call. Yeah. So let's see. We got New Glarus, Meeting House, Anapee. What would be Lakefront? We could put that one up here.
Leinenkugel.
Liney's, yeah.
And then we'll put like one Green Bay one.
Okay, so
Also, wait, is there one? Does Minocqua have one? Because if we
Ooh.
land on Minocqua, we're possibly there this summer. If possibly we land on one there.
Let me see. I have no idea how to spell Leinenkugels, by the way.
That looks
Let's see.
like how I would spell it, how I would pronounce it.
Right, exactly.
QUA. MINOCQUA.
CQUA.
I know how to spell that, motherfucker.
Brewery.
I can't remember what it's called. I know there's one out there.
Progressive beer.
Nope, not the one I thought it was.
Rocky Beef.
Brewing Company. Woodruff.
T.
Murtaugh. Shitty Murtaugh's.
T. Murtaugh's.
That's not a brewery.
That's not a brewery.
That's
a
where my buddies worked when they were out there.
culinary. Oh, nice. Progressive beer. Minocqua Brewing Company.
Try that one. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Those look fun.
This is a progressive, literally a progressive beer company, but it's just Minocqua Brewing Company. All right, let's throw it on there.
Oh, that's right on, that's like right on the corner across the street from Monkey Business. Like it's on
right
that,
there?
you know where the ice cream shop is?
Yeah.
It's like right across the street from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's throw it up there.
Awesome, cool. Okay, so we do you wanna do 12 or just 6? So 6 we'd roll single dice. 12 we'd roll 2.
Right, yeah, we do.
Should we just do 12? Make it interesting.
I think so. I think we could find 12.
Yeah, and then then let's just spread out our locations.
Let me write this up here.
Right on. So we got Hinterland, which is okay. Well, we're gonna have to think of it. We got a lot of.
Yeah.
So let's keep. Want to keep Titletown? Well, we'll keep all those. Yeah.
Well, I was just moving them around.
Fuck yeah.
So we'll move like.
So we got Copper State Brewery. It's a Green Bay brewery. Titletown, Green Bays and Baldies. So we got 5 Green Bay breweries, which is okay.
Yeah, that'll make it if we do land on one of those, it'll just make it a little easier for us. But all right, let's see, how many do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11. Okay. So we need one more. We could do so there's one. I mean, there's a ton in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So we've got Lakefront is one in Milwaukee. I know there's one called. Well, I've done that tour though, so we'd probably.
What about you did the Happy Place?
I did City Light. No, I didn't do. I didn't do that.
Toss
one.
City Lights up there.
No, let's do the Happy Place one.
Isn't that? Oh no, that's
That is. So I'm pretty sure that's Milwaukee, right?
Yeah. I can't remember exactly.
Third space.
Third space. Happy Place.
Let's see where third.
Got a
space.
Mike McKenzie, Al Harris.
Oh, what a beer!
Hey, shout out Al Harris, who's gonna be inducted into the Packer Hall of Fame
Shout out
soon.
Chuck Wood.
Chuck Wood too.
Let's see where.
Yeah. So, just if anybody's just tuning in, me and Max are talking about the end of the cribbage game loser-winner bracket. We landed on a brewery tour that I'm going to pay for the both of us. We got 12 breweries throughout Wisconsin up on the board. We're going to play one-handed cribbage, probably our last handed cribbage, possibly.
For a while.
For a while.
For a while.
And then Whoever wins the hand of cribbage is going to shake both of the dice. Whatever number we land on, that's the brewery. See where we go on, man.
Let's see.
So we got Third Space Brewing Company out of Milwaukee. We got Titletown, which is a Green Bay brewery. Minhas, which is one of the, I think, the oldest brewery in Wisconsin. We got Anapi, which is in Swamico. We got New Glarus.
Which is, I'm not sure. I'll look
which
that
is
up
in New Glarus.
It's in New Glarus. Is that it?
Yeah, it's in New Glarus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is New Glarus, Wisconsin?
I think it's
not. It's actually. I don't think it's too far from like the Madison area because I know some buddies in Whitewater went on a New Glarus brewery tour, and they didn't have to go. I mean, it was a bit of a drive, but it wasn't like they were going hours and hours out of the way.
All right, and then we have Badger State, which is another Wisconsin one. Copper State, which is Wisconsin. And Minocqua Brewing Company, which is in I'm saying Wisconsin for all of them. Badger State, Zimbaldi,
Yeah, these are all in Wisconsin.
Hinterland
We're not going.
is all in Green Bay. Titletown's in Green Bay. Third Space is Milwaukee. Minhas is in somewhere. New Glarus, which is in New Glarus.
So I was trying to spread it out. So one column had 3 Green Bay ones, and the other column had 3 Green Bay ones. Is it
Awesome, perfect.
Is that how it is? Titletown,
Hinterland.
Hinterland, and
No, we need.
so I need one more over there.
So
move,
Copper
like,
State, Badger State, Zimbaldi. That's there's only 5, so it doesn't matter.
So 3 and 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if this list looks good to you,
So yeah, like you said, New Glarus is near Madison.
okay, cool.
Hell yeah! So let's
play a game of cribbage here.
You want to deal them up, winner? Wait,
I would love. Well, I guess. Well, how do we want to do this?
we're just gonna start at 0. Best hand wins.
Okay. Should we even do a crib?
Fuck yeah, we're gonna do a crib. I'm gonna spread. I'm gonna put green.
All right, you get that set up. I just gotta.
Maybe get the camera on the cribbage. Get a little zoomed up on the cribby board. So I'm gonna kind of get things a little funky real quick. I'm gonna get the camera up closer on the cribbage board so you guys can see what's popping, kind of see the hands. If you don't know the game of cribbage, I'm not gonna explain it because I know how to play it, but I don't know how to explain how to play it. But I'm just gonna get it close up. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 26 of Holes Accountable. We are gonna play a hand of cribbage to pick out what brewery tour we are going to be doing this summer. I'm gonna pay for it because I lost the game of cribbage. Of course I did. Of course, shout out Decker Pollinari. We'll get him on the tunes. Always showing us love. Yeah, Decker Pollinari. Only man to play cribbage too. He moved out to Atlanta.
He's out there?
Out there in Atlanta. He brought about 7 cases of New Glarus with him.
That's the way to do it.
Shout out Deck.
All right, I think we should cut for see who deals.
Okay,
Since
sounds good.
I don't got to do nothing for this brewery tour. All I got to do is be along for the ride. So
And drink beer.
So I think it's just fair we see. I already won the big one.
Alright.
You do low card, right? Or do you do
Low card wins,
Okay.
yeah.
That'd be me. I got a 3.
Ah, what a surprise.
got
Max
6.
wins again.
It's something. They call me Lucky Fingers.
Yep, they call them bitch head baldy. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is gonna be cool. We're gonna find out what brewery, what brewery we're going to. We've got some good ones.
Hey man, I think it would be cool. Like, it'd be cool to like take a tour of every Wisconsin brewery. Wonder how many breweries are in Wisconsin. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, I would say in the thousands.
You think so?
No. Well, it's got to be. I would say. No, 1,000's too much. I would say about 327.
The answer is just over 200 with about 200. Oh wait, how many breweries are in Wisconsin today? The answer is just over 200 with about 205 Wisconsin breweries in total. Okay. 205.
That'd be 205 episodes.
Which city has the most breweries in the U.S.? Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville is one-stop shop for all things beer. It's the city with the most breweries per capita in America, with an average of 28.1 breweries per 100,000 residents.
Wow. I would have never guessed.
I would have never guessed North Carolina. We might be going to Asheville soon.
I think so. All right, here we go.
Oh. Holy man. I got a random question for you, Max.
Yeah.
Thought in my head today. You ever taken an IQ test?
I don't think so.
How do you even take an IQ test?
I don't know.
Random thought of the day, everybody.
I feel like you only take an IQ test if you're either smart enough to take one or not smart. Like, if a teacher's like, we got to see where this kid should be, good or bad, those are the people who take IQ tests.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's putting his left shoe on his right hand.
See, I might be the guy where the teachers are like, this guy needs a fucking IQ test. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's all right.
He's been staring at the sun and then reporting on how long he can stare at the sun for without being blind.
Yeah. Now I can stare at that bitch for a long time.
Oh, dude, my hands. But it's my crib, so. Hey. But it's okay.
See, I have such a. This is difficult. Alright. So I'm split, and this is the card. This is the community card.
Oh, the turn card is a 7 of hearts. As one of my favorite people would say, Merry Christmas to me.
What do you say that?
No. It's one of our great uncles.
Oh, okay.
Say that.
I'll start her tater daddy.
Start her up here. Fucking chop jab.
Oh man, why you gotta bring it? 6. I got a terrible haircut.
6.
Shout out Sports Clips.
Man, we'll do 12 for 2.
All right.
18 for 6.
Yes, sir.
Son of a bitch. Nice.
Living the life.
18, 25.
30.
Go.
Yeah.
8.
17.
25.
Looks like. Oh wait, no, you
Oh,
still
you
got
got
it.
a good hand.
Oh yeah, okay, so I got 15 2, 15 4. Pair for 2 is 6.
So. Sorry.
Oh wait, no. Okay, so I got a double run for 6,
Double run for 8.
double run for 8, and then 15 2, 15 4 for 12.
Yep.
See, my buddies would be assholes. They wouldn't help me with that. How my buddies play is if you don't count your points, they count them, they get them.
Yeah, I've played that way.
So
I mean,
12. It wouldn't even be a match if you did. I would.
Exactly. It's just.
So I appreciate you, man.
It's more fun to do it this
Hey, the
way.
light looks really good glaring off your head right now. You
bouncing
really?
off like
Are you gonna
that?
get the skull shaver or what?
Dude.
Oh.
I might try a knockoff brand. I don't know if I can.
Yeah,
drop
I wouldn't go
200
right.
on,
I wouldn't go right away. All right,
but-
what do you got, bud?
All right, I got a double run of 4. So that's 10, 15-2 for 12, 15-4, 15-6 for 16. Wait, yeah, 16. Double run of 4 for 10, 3 15s for 16.
Okay.
That's wild.
You got tie game. Oh, you got your crib.
But I might not get any. Okay, I got it.
Oh,
I got at
okay.
least.
Yeah, what a fucking surprise.
got
Carl gets a great hand.
15-2, 15-4.
Hey, good hand, bud. Good points, dude. Yeah.
That was a good. I mean, dude, it started off with you. Once you got the 6 to start, I was like, I don't know if I got this now.
Nice.
But I did.
So Max
But
won.
I did, and I does. So, all right.
All right, Max gonna shake it. All right, Max gonna shake dice.
I'm gonna. All right. So, we've got column. Well, how's this gonna work? So, what am I rolling? Why did we split it up into 2 columns? What am I rolling?
Well, you
Oh,
need-
so I just add up the points. So
Why
I
do-
just add up.
Well, we should just like.
You know what I mean? We overthought it a little too much here.
Yeah, we thought it a little.
Here's what we're gonna do. We are just going to add it all into one column, and we add up the points. Well, no, because then we'll never get a 1, 2. Let's see. We can do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll once for column. Well, this is my idea, not what we're gonna do. Just an idea. We can roll once for column 1, once for column 2, and we can decide on which one we like better. Or
Yeah,
like
I like
which
it.
one.
Well,
Like,
okay, we go once for column 1, once for column 2. Then we get our 2, and then we'll pick one as higher, one as one for column 1, one from column 2, and then we'll go from there.
all right.
We'll
Okay, here we
figure out
go.
The next step.
For column 1. Okay, Copper State.
Copper State Brewery out of Green Bay.
Yep. We just bam. All right, column 2.
5.
Number 5. Leinenkugels.
Okay, so then I think, then we'll take Copper State. You roll 1 dice for Copper State, and then 1 dice for Leinenkugels. Whoever has the higher die, that's where we're going.
Okay. All right, here we go. This is for Copper State. Got a
2.
2. All right. So the only way we're not doing Leinenkugels is if I roll a 1. I rolled a 2. Okay, so I guess we re-roll.
Reroll.
Okay, here we go.
Bunch of tying today.
Okay, 6 for Copper State. So
All
the
right.
only way we don't go to Leinenkugels is if I
Roll a 6. All
right.
right.
We're going to Copper State.
Copper State.
Copper
Awesome.
State it is. Copper
Right
State.
on. Right on. Right on. Hey, that was a good way to do that.
I like that. Yeah, I did too. I really like that. Copper State's cool. I'm excited to go there. I remember one of the. Oh yeah, thank you. One of our first park cleanups, we were drinking Copper State Stilt Walker. That's good. Beautiful. Good shit.
Was it Stillwater? Is that like brownish blue can?
Yeah, it was Stilt Walker.
Stilt Walker.
Yeah, it was the it was that like aqua and gold one.
Oh yeah.
That was a good
I think
beer.
I call it Stillwater when we were drinking. That's when cleaning up where?
Baird's. That was the first time we cleaned up Baird's.
Oh
was the
yeah,
first
man, when it
time
was snowing.
and we were just
yeah.
like- dude, I remember going into that and just being like, what are we doing here?
and then we found
And then I just had a great fucking time.
oh, it was a good time.
So much fun.
Just a snow blizzard.
Yeah.
We got to
but
do a park cleanup soon.
we
Now,
do.
probably should do a couple this summer.
Yeah, especially in spring too. We should try to get one in springtime.
Oh,
relatively
hell yeah.
soon here. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to Copper State.
That's
you know,
awesome,
whenever
man.
we can, whenever they open back up, that is what we'll be doing. That is the brewery tour Carl will be paying for since he lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The
And I think
cribbage.
we're gonna move on to.
We are gonna start talking about our.
Oh yeah. So
Did we talk about the bag toss?
no,
already?
we did not,
We
my
didn't,
man.
did
So
we?
now that this whole cribbage game is kind of done,
Yeah,
and we're gonna mosey on to another game.
a new
Ano-
game.
A new
We're
game.
gonna do a new game.
So we're gonna introduce. Oh my gosh. We're gonna introduce our new weekly challenge game.
Game of the week.
Game of the week,
Game
yeah.
Of the, yeah.
Game of the month.
Game of the
Game
month.
till it's done.
Game of weekly challenge game. Yeah.
Weekly challenge game. So for the past couple episodes, good chunk episodes, we've been playing one-handed cribbage to decide what our weekly challenge is, and I stumbled upon a desktop bag toss game.
Desk tabletop
Bag toss.
Hell
So
yeah.
me and Max are going to switch from cribbage to bag toss to figure out our weekly challenge. So bag toss, you play to 21.
Yep.
Are we gonna play? We're obviously gonna play like you can eliminate points, right?
Yep.
We'll play the regular rules of bag toss,
Yep.
and whoever's leading the game at the end of each episode game will roll the dice for weekly challenges.
Yep. We're gonna keep the same weekly challenge
Yep,
grid.
Yep. We'll keep adding.
We're
and
just changing the game. Do you want to do? So are we gonna do just one down, or are we gonna do a down and back?
we'll do it down and back.
Down and back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Love
both throw twice.
Yeah. So we.
Yeah.
so
For sure.
So
For
we'll
sure.
start on one end. We throw to the other end. We see if points cancel out, who's winning, and then we'll throw back. And
Hell yeah.
That'll be one round. And
Yeah.
we'll play to 21.
21. It'll
All
be
right.
kind of be a quick one, and then this is kind of fun because then we can start finding other
Little-
desktop games we
yeah.
can play.
So do we need to get that ordered or what? How do we?
Yeah,
Do we have
I
it?
found one. I can get ordered up. Oh wait, maybe this one's
Oh, they have
$10 from Target.
Oh, if they have it, just an
In
in-store
at pickup tomorrow at Bellevue.
Oh, beautiful! Hell yeah!
Only 2 left.
Oh, snag it! Get on that.
Pick it up. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be
So
cool.
yeah, I'll get this. Yeah, I'll get this taken care of.
cool.
So yeah, so we're gonna do. Hell yeah!
New weekly challenge game. I love it.
Man, that's
To
awesome.
decide our new weekly challenge. We've got the brewery tour. We've got the cribbage game completely settled.
Yep. Congrats, buddy. Cheers to you for winning.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Honestly, cheers to you for not having to do anything too crazy other than just, spending a little bit of money out of your pocket.
Yeah, and it's funny because on our way up to the cabin,
Yeah, we were.
I was thinking of terrible shit that I would have to do.
Yeah, you just kept coming up. Hey, well, you kind of already did it. One of your things was you said someone had to get a bad haircut. So, I mean, you already kind of did do that.
Shout out Sports Clips.
Stephanie. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what the woman's name was.
Botched. But okay, you know what? Shout out the woman who gave my haircut. She had great stories.
Good convo?
Good
That's
convo. I don't think she's ever given anybody a fade in her life. I
Okay.
might have been the first.
I can tell.
But she was confident.
She
It
thought
took
she knew what she was
about
doing.
10 minutes.
Let me tell you what, she thought she knew what she was doing for sure. But
She did not know what she
But
was
hey,
doing. But
yeah.
hey,
it could have, the overall weekly challenge game loser, you could have came away with a lot worse things. You could have had to wear a Bears jersey. You could have had to eat some super hot food
Without any milk during the episode.
without any milk. You could have had to sing some foul song that I could have thought up for you.
Tell one of your jokes during stand-up month.
I would have made you tell like the ping pong ball joke or something.
Oh
and
my god, that would be funny. That would be really funny.
But no, I mean, I think it'll be fun for both of us to do this brewery tour and just really enjoy. Like hopefully by the time we do the tour, we'll have be long enough in the process of our next monthly challenge of brewing beer where we'll appreciate the tour even more.
Yeah,
be like, whoa, like I don't know.
There's
where
a
we're
bigger
at.
version of what they're doing.
They're boiling hops in a 100,000-gallon drum. We're using a 2-gallon drum.
Yeah.
Like, something like that. I don't know, but something cool like that. We'll be able to appreciate it more. So I'm super excited about it. Honestly, it fits in super perfectly with what we're going to, what we're doing.
It is the new monthly challenge.
We couldn't have planned it any better, man. We're brewing beer.
We're brewing beer.
We got a brew kit that we got to unbox.
We're unboxing. It's the HUA Hazy Day IPA, man. I think.
Comma Citra.
Hell yeah,
So yeah,
man.
we decided on that we are going to. This was also something we discussed in episode 25. We're gonna brew beer, but we're brewing beer. It's a predetermined, flavored
type of beer.
So it's called Comma Citra IPA.
Get that box out.
It's with the Citra hops.
Hell yeah. So this is awesome. So it's a big package.
Big package here. It's from Northern Brewer. So shout out Northern Brewer.
Shout out Northern Brewer for sure.
This is a small batch siphonless gift set, Comma Citra.
All right. I don't know if we have a knife or anything around. Big box, a little heavy. All right, so Mac's gonna find we got a hammer. Hammer done. Yeah, so this is we got a whole kit. Everything that we need comes in this. So this is kind of our introduction. That's why we did this. Because we didn't know what to individually buy. This gives us everything, the sanitizers, the things, and the other things, and then the other things that we use for the other things. And that work out for you?
You wanna pull your mic off no, wait, actually let me pull mine off. It'll be easier if I do mine.
Okay. So Max is pulling mic. Getting adjusted. Wanna go under Dave. We need some of them Bluetooth things. This is a big unboxing. Exciting. You done with the hammer? All right. All right. We're going to start unboxing. I'm excited for this.
All right, I just want to be able to kind of pull it around.
Yeah.
Close by you. I don't need headphones.
All right, let's see what we got.
So, let's see.
Man.
All right, this is from our buddies at Northern Brewer. First thing, we got some glasses.
Oh, all right.
We got 2 glasses.
Northern Brewer, and I don't think we bust these out until we can pour our own beer in here.
I agree.
So we got some nice glasses. Yeah, get them up there. Show them to the cam. Perfect.
Brewer glasses.
All right. We'll toss. Yeah, we'll toss these to the side. Oh man, this is exciting.
I know. What's in here?
All right, unbox it. Get her done. Max is pulling out the next item. Got some packing peanuts in there or what? Oh, those are our bottles. 12-pack of bottles. Oh, nice. Okay, 12-pack of bottles. Put a 6-pack of soda in here.
Jiminy Crickets. Yes, we got
Nice.
the bottles.
We got bottles. And then we got the
All right, the pièce de résistance. I don't know, did I say that right?
what did you say?
Something French.
Oh man. This is the awesome. This is exciting,
All right,
man.
so we've got glasses, we've got bottles. Let's see what else we got in here.
All right. This is I think these are the hops.
That's what it looks like. Northern Brewer,
Citra.
Session.
Oh shit. This is dope. All right. Oh man.
All right. So we've got fizz drops.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's gonna
okay.
give us our carbonation, it looks like. We've got something that looks like tobacco here. But this is citrus small, but these are grains.
All right.
These are the grains we'll be using.
A big old bag of
All right, we've got Golden Light dried malt extract.
extract. Okay.
4% Lovey Bond. Ingredients, malted barley and water. Got a pound of it.
Nice.
All right, we got our premium hops. We got our Citra
Ooh.
Alpha 12.9%, 7-gram hop pallet.
Oh.
We got our Cascade hop pallet.
Ooh.
All right, so we've got a floral citrus grapefruit. That was the Cascade hop. And the Citra hop is a citrus, melon, gooseberry, passion fruit. More Cascade hops.
Nice, nice.
These are the Centennial hops. Hop palette, medium intensity floral and citrus.
I'm pretty excited to see a hop. I've never seen an actual hop.
And let's see.
Cup-
Oh, these are
Oh.
the stickers to put on the beer.
Nice.
Put on the bottles.
Might have to make our own.
Well, yeah, once we make our own HUA beer.
Oh, true. This is a
'Cause-
Northern beer.
Yeah, this is so.
You're
so
right,
yeah,
you're right, you're right.
Our plan was to. Wait, hold on. Let me finish this box quick. What is
Okay.
this? Oh, the yeast, active brewing yeast.
There we
Okay,
go.
need
There we
that.
go.
And then we got, I don't know this.
That's for some.
Maybe for bottling of some.
It kind of seems like not sift filter.
Yes, like a sift. I know what you're talking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a filter of some.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, no.
man.
So what we wanted to do was get the basics of the brewing process, and then from there create a beer that's our own. So figure out different hops we can add. So once we understand how these hops work, we can go, okay, let's look for our own hop combination, or let's look for our own, our own grain combination. Do we want to do a different kind of grain? Stuff, things like that. Like,
Yeah.
we have no idea what any of this really entails.
And that's kind of why we got this kit, because it just takes us step by step and teaches us, so we can kind of
Exactly.
get our own style, get our own way of brewing.
All right, so
This
we're
is
gonna-
bad. This is awesome,
We're
dude.
gonna box this back up.
All right.
We're gonna move on to section 2 here.
Oh,
We've got some hoses and rubber hoses. We've got bottle caps.
the siphoning kit.
We've got non-rinse cleanser. Siphonless craft beer making kit guts.
Awesome.
We got that. We've got more Spring tip bottle filler.
Oh, okay. So that's how we're gonna fill our bottles. Fill up our bottles. It's our bottling
Yes,
process.
sir.
Oh, and then
Oh, here's our instructions. Who needs these?
Toss them in the old garbage.
Figure this
Maybe
out.
not.
We don't need instructions.
What else we got in there? Oh, this is where. Is that the end of the box?
That's it. This is the last.
Ooh. Little Big Mouth Bubbler. Siphonless glass fermenter.
Feels broken. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, are you fucking serious? All right, a cap. Oh, there it is. That's where the first.
This is where the magic happens? I don't know. It's thick.
Nice thick glass.
Handle with care. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's badass. So, yeah, so we got the kit, man.
So we've got the kit. We'll have to go through the instructions and do you want to go through them? Do you want to look through them?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's browse through it a little bit.
Crack it open here.
Yeah. So I got the you want to put everything back in main box or
Yeah, I'll get it.
well, you're reading instruction.
You got to go? Go to
No,
bathroom?
no, you can read instruction and I'll rebox.
All right.
That
works for me.
The reading thing, you know.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Northern Brewer. Instructions. Small batch siphonless craft beer making kit, Citra Session IPA. Wow, look at this. Priming. Wow, oh, this is I'm too far down the right. Brew day. Equipment needed from kit. Wow, getting ready. Steep grains. Boil. Cooling. Decontaminate. Additional equipment needed. Okay, so this is going to be the big one here for us. We're going to need to make sure we get looks like pretty standard, nothing too crazy though. Pot that holds at least 2 gallons with lid. I've got one of those. Pitcher capable of holding 1 gallon of liquid. I'm sure I've got one of those. A timer. I've got my phone, scissors, tablespoon, towel, dish rack. So I'm just going over some additional equipment needed. It's nothing too crazy. A pot that holds at least 2 gallons with lid. I've got one of those. A pitcher capable of holding 1 gallon of liquid. I've got one of those. A timer, a scissors, a tablespoon, towel, dish rack, 2 small bags of ice, 10 pounds of ice, and a kitchen spoon. Not really sure what they mean by a kitchen spoon. Maybe like a big wooden spoon.
One of the mallet things, eh?
Mallet? That's a...
Or scooper thing, eh?
Ah, yes. I see what you're saying. Yes, sir. Wow, this goes everything from brew day continued. I wonder if there's like a timeline on here. And then they got the bottling process, bottling day continued. Wow, cool. All right.
Where's our big juggy?
Right in the siphonless glass
Oh, got
fermenter.
it.
Okay, what else is in the instruction manual here? Let's see, what else do we got? I'm just going to pull it all out at once. Let's see. We've got a getting started. Whoa, and then even more crazy equipment. Man, all these hobbies, though, dude, I love the fact that, we start off simple, but it's crazy how all these hobbies can just get so expensive so fast.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing we open, I just see these giant copper coils and stainless steel pots. I'm sure that's just that setup rig alone is $1,000. But anyway, let's see what is in the Getting Started, the essential guide for new brewers. Cool. All right, let's brew this. Hell yeah. We've got your batch, Northern Brewer guarantee. We want you to enjoy the journey and take pride in the fruits of your effort. Our team of brewsters are here 7 days a week to help you brew your very best. And it doesn't end until you're completely happy with your latest batch. Unsure of how to get started? Visit northernbrewer.com/start for industry-leading guidance to get you going. Yeah, so cool. I mean, it's just a cool little starter guide. Little message here from Todd Jackson, head of home brewer experience. I'm not going to read it all because it's a little long. The ingredients. Let's see what they say about their ingredients here. Ingredients. Malt extract / grains. Malts are cereal grains like barley, oats, and wheat that are steeped during... no, I'm good for a little bit. Thank you, though. That are steeped during the brewing process to extract fermentable sugars, color, and flavor. We're going to skip most of this step and use a malt extract at the start of our boil. The malt's flavors are sometimes described as bready, toasty, nutty, caramel, toffee, coffee, and chocolate, to name a few. Most importantly, malt extract provides the sugar that yeast will use to turn wort, quotation, unfermented beer, into alcohol. Okay, so that's the malt extract / grains that we're using. The hops. Hops are cone-shaped flowers that contribute flavor, aroma, and bitterness to balance the sweetness of the malt. There are many different varieties, each imparting flavors such as citrus or pine, and aromas reminiscent of flowers, herbs, or spices. The hop cones in your recipe are
Today, Junior?
pelletized. The hop cones in your recipe are pelletized. That is a word I've not come across. Pelletized for easy handling and will be added to the brew pot at specific points to enhance bitterness, flavor, and aroma.
Nice.
Cool. Yeast. There's an old saying, brewers make wort, yeast makes beer. Brewers select and combine ingredients, but billions of single-celled organisms bring those ingredients to life through fermentation. During fermentation, these yeasts convert sugar to alcohol, CO2, and flavor compounds that you'll soon enjoy. All right. Water. Without water, beer would be a fragrant and colorful collection of grains and flowers. In fact, water makes up over 90% of the beer we drink. So obviously, it is a crucial component of quality beer. But you don't need a hydrochemistry degree to get this right. For now, any drinkable tap water will do the job. If your water tastes good, so will your beer. Okay, good to know.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, and then it goes into the brewing process here. We've got get ready, steep the grains, boil, chill wort. Do you want me to read all this? It's not super long. We could read it all
give her
here,
whirl,
let me pull the chair back up.
Yeah, get comfy, man. Take a drink of your already brewed beer. Cozy. What an unboxing this has been.
Brew day. Step 1, get ready. Before firing up your stove and starting to brew, ensure you have all the equipment, supplies, and knowledge your recipe calls for. Step 2, steep grains. Much like making tea, steep specialty grains in water to contribute flavor, color, and body to the beer. Boil. So step 3 is boil. Boil malt extract and hops to draw out bitterness, flavor, and aroma, as well as the sugars that will spur yeast activity during fermentation. Step 4, chill wort. Bring the hot wort down to room temperature in order to safely transfer it to the fermenter and introduce yeast. Step 5, transfer. Move chilled wort from the brew kettle to the fermenter, leaving behind any leftover grain and hot material that accumulate during the boil. Step 6, pinch yeast. Add yeast to kick off fermentation and officially turn wort into beer. Step 7, ferment. Yeast get to work, consuming sugar and producing alcohol, CO2, and flavors over 1 to 2 weeks. Bottle. Transfer fermented beer and conditioning sugar to bottles, leaving behind the sediment that accumulated during fermentation. Step 9, cap. Cap bottles and store at room temperature while the beer carbonates. Step 10, enjoy. Chill, open, and pour into your finest glassware to celebrate the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too hard.
Doesn't sound too shabby at all.
Brewing 101 lessons. All right, this I'm not going to read it all. Although there's really, it gets a little much later on, so this will be something
we can go into detail and all that as we go, man.
No, it honestly, it looks, this is about a 2 to 3 week process, I'm guessing, and it's just going to be a lot of steps, a lot of, doing things cleanliness,
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, I think, as we were heading up north reading about this. Cleanliness, sanitation is one of the biggest thing.
Sticker.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, cleanliness and precision.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we got a 15% off your next recipe kit. Cool. Let's see what else we got up here. Upgrade your brew. Oh, this just looks like a bunch of stuff they're trying to sell us. Welcome to home brewing. Whoa, is this like a big poster? Whoa, let's brew this. Hey, yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's brew this up, man. This isn't just a starter kit. Homebrewing is much more than making beer. You just joined a community, and by choosing Northern Brewer, you join the biggest, most passionate network of brewers in the world. At the core of our beer-making philosophy lies 3 simple words: brew, share, enjoy. Brew. The kit you just opened is the result of decades of research and infatuation with brewing. Since opening our doors in 1993, every day has been about helping our customers brew better beer. Share. Whether you're brewing a new beer, watching it ferment, or filling a glass with your final creation, share your story and tag us at Northern Brewing Supply or hashtag Northern Brewing Supply. Enjoy. Crack open your finished beer. Take a sip. That moment right there. That's what brewing is all about.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait till the day where our beer of the week is our own brewed beer.
Oh, man.
Hey, shout out Northern Brewery Homebrew Supply, man. Stuck it right up there on top, right next to Trackside Design.
Love it.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, this thing has everything you need. I feel pretty confident.
I do too.
I don't feel like it gave me not enough, too much.
It's kind of like brewing for dummies.
Yeah, they've even got brewing conversions here. So 1 gallon is 3.78 liters. 1 pound is 16 ounces. 1 pound is 0.45 kilograms. 1 ounce is 28.4 grams. Gravity adjustments with different sugars. 1 pound LME liquid
This is
malt.
a plateau.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. LME liquid malt extract. So 1 pound MLE equals 1.036 in 1 gallon. DME, dry malt extract. Interesting. How to calculate ABV. Requires original gravity and final gravity reading. Interesting. So ABV equals original gravity minus final gravity times 131.25.
Okay, so we see the ABV every time we have a beer. That's what they put on
Right, and that's the calculation and how they get that.
Okay.
So it's original gravity minus final gravity times 131.25.
See, me and Max, we do a beer of the week every week, and we rate it, but we really don't know shit about how it happens.
Right, this is cool.
So now we're going to be able to kind of rate, I think after this, after our process, and I feel like this is only the start to more beers to be brewed, and then we'll be able to kind of rate and judge beers a little more.
Dude, look at this. Even we got brewing terms.
Oh, let's hear him. Let's hear some brew terms.
Attenuation, ATTENUTION, measures how hard your yeast works. 100% attenuation equals yeast turned all wort sugar into alcohol. Controls ABV. Interesting.
Very interesting.
So in order to calculate attenuation percentage, attenuation equals your original gravity minus final gravity divided by original gravity minus 1 times 100.
Holy shit.
That gives you your attenuation percentage.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Ale, a beer brewed with top fermenting yeast, relatively short, warm fermentation.
Okay.
Flocculation, FLOCCULATION, clumping together of yeast cells once fermentation is nearly complete. Speed of flocculation varies by strain. Flocculation. That might be the name of my next dog. Hey, flocculation. Get over here. Flocculation. International Bittering Units, IBU.
Oh, okay.
The bitterness scale.
Oh, that's what the IBUs are.
Yeah, taken by measuring the amount of isohumalone,
Humalone?
ISOHUMULONE. Humulone. Isohumulone,
Yeah, isohumulone.
which is bittering acid found in your beer.
So those are probably like have to do with the fizzy bitter. I don't know. Actually, no, I think I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, well, those fizzy drops.
Those are
that's
the
just
carbonation.
The carbonation.
All right, wrong.
This
Sorry.
is like
Hey, I'm a
the
beginner.
bitterness taken by measuring the amount of isohumalone found in your beer. So I don't know how we would measure that, but
We'll figure it out.
Apparently, there's a way. Lager, a beer brewed with bottom fermenting yeast. Long, cool fermentation. Oh, okay. So ale is relatively short with a warm fermentation. A lager is long with cool fermentation.
Interesting.
This is interesting. Specific gravity, concentration of sugar in the wort taken with a hydrometer. So specific gravity of water equals 1.000 at 59%, or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Original gravity equals sugar concentration before fermentation. And that's typical. So a typical wort equals 1.035 minus 1.055. Don't know what that means. Final gravity, sugar concentration after fermentation. Okay, and what is a wort pronounced? Oh, wort, W-U-R-T. That's how you pronounce it. It's spelled W-O-R-T, but you pronounce it W-U-R-T. Wort is non-alcoholic malt water solution that comes out of the boil. Brewers make wort.
Oh, yeah.
Yeast makes beer.
Okay.
So you brew wort and then add yeast, and the yeast is what breaks down or ferments the wort into liquor, into beer. Makes beer.
Yeah, because when we were reading about this the first time, wort was a big a word that was used often in the process, one of the processes.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
A lot of shit we're gonna learn from this, man.
Yeah. Here's some different other kinds of beer that Northern Brewer offers. A summer squeeze lemon shandy, our most radiant wheat beer with real refreshing lemon, summer's main squeeze. I'm not a big lemon shanty
Me
guy.
neither.
Bourbon barrel porter, aged to absolute perfection, complex notes of toasted oak and rich bourbon.
Yeah, no.
Not really.
Tried a bourbon one
Here
once.
here we go. Zombie Dirt IPA.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Apocalyptic blast of citrus, melon, and passion fruit. So good you'll die. Well, Jesus, I don't know if I
We'll die happy, man.
guess we will.
Happy and
All right,
drunk.
we've got one more thing in here. This is our complete Northern Brewer complete guide, needed on brew day. Beer recipe kit, little big mouth bubbler, siphonless glass fermenter, airlock stopper, 1 ounce Northern brewed no rinse cleanser. So yeah, this is just all the stuff that came.
Awesome.
Very, very cool, man.
Hey, awesome kit, man.
This is really cool. I'm excited.
Yeah,
to
dude,
get
I'm
into this.
super stoked. So when you, after unboxing all this and going through all this, first process for us, I think, kind of lead us into this week's weekly challenge.
Yeah.
First of all, finding our home for our kit, finding our setup, finding our brewery, I guess.
Yeah.
To say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the first week we get set up and take a dip into maybe step 1.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
absolutely. So,
Um,
what one thing we do have to do is make sure that we got the GoPro in action. You know, we'll have everything on camera so everybody can see what we're doing. But definitely week 1 process, first weekly challenge, get it set up in our first brewery spot and figure out what step 1 is and kind of educate ourselves. So this is going to be like an awesome science project, a science project I always dreamed of doing since a young kid.
dude, I know, right?
Oh, my God. So, yeah, we'll find our setup. We have an idea of our first brewery spot.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we get it okayed.
Okay, and then, yeah, so set up, and then just kind of research, study on how we start,
Yeah, I mean,
which we basically just did.
we kind of just did that. I think, I mean, first kind of glance through it, looks like getting water boiling and getting the stuff extracted. I mean,
Yeah.
I think for me, I gotta get my hands on it.
Yep,
I can't
I'm the same way, man.
I can't just read instructions and already have it figured out in my head. I'm like, I read the instructions and I think I kind of know what
Yeah.
it's getting at, but until I actually start opening stuff up and pouring stuff into containers or
Putting it all
pots
together.
and
Yeah.
getting the exact amount of water, like until we start following the instructions and going step by step, that's when I'll start to get a feel for
And kind of understand it more.
yeah.
And I think our third hand that we probably will have on this project with us,
Yeah, hopefully we'll be
hopefully.
huge. Will be huge.
But I'm the same way as you. Like I can read instructions head to toe 15 times and will have no idea what the fuck they mean
Right.
until I do it.
Until you actually start
So
grabbing ingredients and putting stuff together or following an instruction.
Yeah.
Say, okay, we're bringing this much water up to a boil, and then what?
yeah.
And for some reason, like just reading that doesn't click all the way in my head.
No,
so-
because it's all foreign to me. It's definitely foreign. But then once I see it, and start doing it,
yeah,
and then the more we do it, the more it's a stepping stone, a beginning, and I think shout out Northern Brewing, homebrew supply. I think they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
make it a good start for us, a good a good beginning for
Absolutely.
what's to come, I guess. Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
excited. What an awesome kit. Well, interesting. Just
Dude.
so much stuff.
Well,
and
even just I mean, you kind of know that there's a difference between a lager and an ale, but until you're like, oh, a lager is the cold. It's a slower fermentation. It's a cold.
Yeah.
It's colder.
and an ale
And
is
an ale's a shorter, warmer fermentation.
yeah. I never knew what the difference was before.
No idea. I would always just read, okay, this is an ale. You read it on the can, it just says ale. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is an IPA.
To me, it was like, oh, ale. It's a little lighter.
Right.
Lager's a little darker.
Right.
Cool.
I don't know why.
And now we're gonna
Well,
figure it out.
Yeah. So fun stuff coming. It's like
Hell yeah,
it's
dude.
like opening up a science project you want to work on rather than one that's you're being told you got to work on.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's going to be the most interesting science project I have ever
you
done.
said that,
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
excited about
we're
that.
brewing beer,
brewing beer, man.
and so yeah, the weekly challenge I think for us is to find the home brewery spot
Yep, find our HUA brewery.
and hopefully take step 1
Get it going.
and get it going. And in honor of our new monthly challenge, we're gonna tell a little short story of some moonshiners.
Yes. So since we are doing, we're not doing distilling.
Yeah.
You know, we're brewing, but moonshining. The stories of, running illegal liquor.
Yeah.
Through this state into other states. Something that I wouldn't say grew up hearing about, but as we got older, understood that we're more connected in ways
Than we thought.
and not in direct means, but more in we had relatives who knew these people or grew up in the same area that these people were operating out of. And one of the big families in the early Prohibition era that were big distillers, moonshiners, was the Wainers, Wainers. They operated out of New London, Wisconsin. And according to the author of the book Hunters, Loggers, and Bootleggers, they had 8 states, I believe, that they were distributing their
Distilling and
they had
producing,
operations and people that worked for them, like Carl said, distilleries in 8 different states, and they operated out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So this is a little story just about the moonshiners in this state, or in Wisconsin during the Prohibition era. So this is from the book. Again, this is from the book Hunters, Loggers, and Bootleggers. This is the section on the hijackers. Among the irritants the Wainers faced were teenage kids who would get in on the action by hijacking the Wainers' trucks and selling the moonshine to a third party. The kids knew the Wainers could not turn them over to the police. Years later, one of those youngsters, Llewellyn Hunk Longery, gave an interview to John Lee of the Appleton Post-Crescent. According to the newspaper article, quote, Hunk worked against the Wainer gang, but you can't say he was on the right side of the law. Well, he wasn't above taking a government agent to a Wainer still for a raid and squawking on them a little bit. Longery's income from 1929 to 1931 came from hijacking Wainer trucks. Quote, they made the stuff and I swiped it and sold it, Hunk said. Quote, a lot of times we would get the truck and all, he said. If they caught us, they would beat the stuffing out of us. When you get beat up like that, you're really beat up. You'd lay off a while until you could eat again. Although several raids were conducted and arrests made, not a single conviction was recorded against the Wayner Syndicate until a raid on the farm of Louis Wayner on April 4th, 1934. More than a year after Prohibition was repealed on February 20th, 1933. The central reason for the lack of convictions was the way the syndicate was run. The Wayners operated mainly as distributors. Okay, so they were mainly distributors, but they were distributing to 8 different states, and they distributed out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin. But that was really, it's just, along with, there's people doing illegal activity, and then there's people taking advantage of people doing illegal activity, and that's just people being people, that's humans being humans, trying to make a buck any way they can. They see an advantageous situation, and they pounced on it, and that's what a lot of these kids did. One guy by the name of Hunk.
Yeah, and I mean, during the Prohibition, I mean, I don't really. What was the reason that the sale of alcohol, why was that prohibited? Do you know?
I did a long time ago. I think a lot of it was just kind of seen as like a it was like a drug. They were like, this is bad for people. That's
all right. So,
but
National Prohibition of Alcohol, 1920 to 1933. The noble experiment was undertaken to the reduce of crime and corruption. Solve social problems, reduce the tax burden created by prisons, poorhouses, and to improve the health and hygiene in America. So, basically,
they thought if you get rid of booze, you get rid of all the problems that come with booze.
Basically, to them, if you booze, you lose. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna take away, the booze, people are gonna figure out the way to create. Oh, you got one. So that, I mean, that's it's interesting reading these stories, especially. I mean, Wisconsin is such a place that it's known for just the beer culture and
right.
but going back to these days and hearing these stories about these moonshiners and things that came from places that our family grew up in, it's interesting, and it's funny kind of hearing stories about people squawking on moonshiners who were stealing from moonshiners.
Right.
And I think my favorite part of that story is, they beat the stuffing out of me, and you didn't come to until you could eat again. You know, like.
Yeah, we didn't start raiding the moonshiners again until we could start eating again. Then once we could eat, we were back at them.
And I mean, I always, I kind of think, like, I wonder if the author of this book had contact with any of these Wayners or.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's probably sipping a little bit of that shine himself
right now.
But
yeah.
I mean, in honor of our monthly challenge, we're gonna read stories. I mean, these are real. These are Wisconsin native. These are stories kind of told by a person we take pride in. So it's interesting to read these stories.
Yeah. No. So yeah, like you said, we'll grab a little story about a moonshiner here, moonshiner there. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun month for us, man. Just because, it's right up our alley, and we just a lot of fun stories we can talk about, a lot of fun things to just talk about, and just a lot of history with alcohol in general. I mean, there's just, and especially with brewing, distilling, anything like that.
It's amazing how much goes into something that can make somebody so stupid.
Yeah.
It's amazing how smart you have to be to make something so tasty to make people so dumb.
Yeah. It's great.
So me and Max are brewing beers. we're gonna teach you we're gonna teach you as we learn.
Yep.
We're gonna tell you stories. We're gonna let you know our ups and our downs.
We're
The goods and the bads
of brewing Kama Citra Session IPA from our good buddies at Northern Brewer, home brew supply.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're excited to do it. We're excited
Hell
to get
yeah.
into it.
And I mean, let's mosey on. You know so that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. We're gonna
That's
get
what
into.
we're doing.
We're gonna get into more. We'll talk more about the brewing process.
As we go, man.
As we go, but right now we just started with unboxing it, and
This weekly challenge is to set it up, find our space, and hopefully start dipping into step 1.
yeah.
But for now, in honor of the brewing month, I will tell a little joke of the week.
Yeah.
Little joke of the week that has a little something to do with brewing beers.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about that, huh?
Let's do it.
You know, most of our jokes are usually
A little dirty.
a little dirty, a little on edge, a little cryptic, a little crazy. But this one, it's just wholesome, good brewing fun. So I'll tell you a little joke.
Let's get it, man. Let's get this joke going. What do we got? We got a brewery joke going. What do we got? What kind of joke?
Patty and Seamus work at a Guinness factory.
Ah.
Seamus had a horrible accident, dies at work.
No.
Patty agrees to tell Seamus's wife the bad news.
Mm-hmm.
He knocks on the door, and Seamus's wife answers, "What happened, Patty?" Patty frowns. "Sorry to say, poor Seamus fell into the Guinness vat and drowned.
Oh, jeez.
I'm so sorry." She started to cry, and Patty asked, "Did he at least die quickly?" Seamus shook his head and said, "No, he came out 3 times to pee." I was supposed to be laughing, man.
That's pretty fun.
Oh,
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
you
That's
know.
pretty good. I like that one. Nice. Yeah.
Hey, one of them, huh?
Nice little self-drowning jokes.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, I mean, that's...
No, dude. Hey, hey,
you win some,
Hey.
you lose some.
again, thank you for the
Oh,
koozies.
man, thank you so much.
You know who you are, who provided them to us. We
we're
love
gonna
them.
be... we
Drinking
love
out
them
of-
so much that we're going to find matching outfits
Yep.
for our
Oh,
koozies.
goddamn right.
So it's 10:25 Monday, May 17th. Max, do you wanna talk a little Packers?
Hell yeah, dude. Like, we got into our beer of the week. We did our HUA 25 review. We hit our cribbage game results.
Probably the most on point episode we've had in a while.
We learned from a few weeks ago
Yeah.
is that just keep
Keep
her
her
on point.
on point. Hey, what do you got in that snack drawer down there,
What
bud?
do you want? What do you?
Just something to I need like a chip. Got a chip?
Let me tell you what.
No, come on.
We got
what?
options. We got options for
Give me
you.
the chip.
Whatever you want.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, so we've done that. We went back over the cribbage results.
so we're gonna talk a little Packers. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
so-
hit that a little quick.
So
Got a whole bag of munchies. So fucking hungry.
episode 25, we were setting up and recording during the draft, the third and final day of the draft. Or no, the second day of the draft. It was Friday night, so it
Yeah.
was the second day of the draft, and we talked and recapped the draft. But since we think we're pretty sure we did. Actually, I forgot. I got all feisty during that.
Oh
one.
yeah, no, you did. You actually had a good.
We should go back and rewatch that because I was
Yeah.
yelling pretty good. But yeah, no, we talked draft, we talked the Aaron Rodgers situation. Now that cooler heads have prevailed,
Can you hear me chewing?
no, just
All right,
keep
perfect.
yeah, do your distance there. So yeah, Packers, we started off the draft. We got Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia, an athletic freak of a cornerback.
Fast guy.
Would-
4.24.
Think just the potential is off the charts,
Yeah.
and a really good high ceiling, low. I wouldn't say low, medium to low floor guy. Like
Yeah.
the worst you're gonna get is an above average cornerback. The best you're gonna get is an elite all pro cornerback, which
I think he'll compliment Jair pretty good.
I think so too. So
Yeah.
at the time, it was a little bit of a ho hum pick. It was like, okay, I guess we needed a cornerback, but there's some wide receivers on the board.
Yeah.
We're looking for a little bit of excitement. There's some linebackers on the board. Should be grabbing exciting, game changing type defender in a middle linebacker. Try to find that.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. I mean, we stay pretty stacked at the secondary, but I was excited for the fact that, at the end of the day, Kevin King has not proved himself in the past 2 years
Right.
to me.
Injury prone.
Prone, slow.
Giving up big plays.
Slow reaction time.
Yep.
So, I do agree. I was, go for a wideout, go for weapons. But to me, I think that is a weapon. I think it'll turn out if we can get somebody who, I mean, you can't compare somebody to Jair. He's one of the best, if not the best,
Right.
cornerback.
Different kind of breed.
Different breed. But if you can match him and get him somebody who can protect that side, then
Running mate, yeah.
yeah, it's like Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. It's a combination.
Right.
It's a Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Because Jair's he's a smaller guy. He's about 5'9", 5'10".
yeah.
Not super big, bulky, but very just physically gifted. He's an athlete, man.
He can run. He can tackle.
run.
He's
And then
runs.
you pair that up with a guy who's 6'1", $185, a little lankier, a little skinnier,
but faster
but
than shit.
fast, and just plays. I mean, he plays with the mentality. It seems like, again, I'm not a scout, so I don't know, but from what it seems like, he plays with a mentality of like, I'm trying to make a play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a playmaker. He's not like out here just, obviously you want a guy who's sound defensively and knows his technique is perfect, blah blah blah. But when you get a guy who's that athletically freaky, you almost kind of just be like, dude, just go out there and make plays for us. Like, just make
Yeah.
some plays. And I think, if he can get on his hands on a couple balls, maybe he grabs a deflected ball and he could take it to the house at any time he gets his hand on the ball. He could, on an interception, fumble recovery. He's got the potential to do that.
I don't know if I've ever 4.240. I mean,
mean,
that's not like that was a pro. I think that was a pro day clock.
Yeah, unofficial, but I think
But still,
I think his official, quote unquote official 40 was like a 4.29 or 4.31 or something. Just
that's freak speed.
something still just off the charts. But no, again, we can say what we want about Goody. I do agree that he's made some maybe not the greatest choices in terms of weapons around Rodgers, but his track record kind of is pretty good. Like it's above average to good to almost great when you get to. I mean, you gotta almost anticipate Jair and Elton Jenkins being all pros.
Yeah.
I mean, and those were back-to-back picks in 1 year.
Dude.
Rashawn Gary and Darnell Savage seem to be I mean, pretty solid. Although the Rashawn Gary one, I love the Darnell Savage pick because you need a safety that is an athletic freak, kind of like Savage is.
Yeah, and then I mean he's, I mean coming into the second year too. I mean you get contact with the rest of the team, the coaches. You actually get to be in the facility, and it's not just a Zoom call, couple week. So I mean, it's a whole new. I mean, this is really the rookie year for the rookies last year. You know, they actually get to feel. They get time to train with the team, with the rest of their players. So I mean, it could be a whole new ball game for all the rookies who came in last year.
We got a new D coordinator.
Yeah, Barry, right? Joe Barry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the dude. I think
not a good track record, but
the talent we have on our defense, or at least the amount of capital we've invested in our defense, if it's not a top, I don't want to go too. If it's not a top 13 defense,
well, weren't we like the number?
We were like, I think, but see, they do. How the whatever people rank defense is a little different than maybe like some other, like, so they just take total defense, and I think we were like 9th last year, so we were top 10.
Not bad.
But I mean, again, we weren't against Tom Brady, against the good teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No,
Tom Brady, that's a super team. That's like a.
I have a lot of hope. I know that I have a lot of hope that this is going to be a defense better than what Carl can eat Cheetos.
No, I'm looking forward to. I think we're actually kind of lining up to be something. I mean, when you're sitting with the best cornerback in the league, sitting with one of the best wide receivers in the league, hopefully sitting with the best quarterback in the league, best offensive line. I mean, the thing with the Packers is we've never been balanced. We've never had a good defense with a good offense. Right. It's always been either the defense wins us games or the offense wins us games.
Right.
But we're balancing now. Like, I mean, our defense won a lot of games for us last year. But I mean, at the same time, so did our offense. So if we can balance that out,
if we can just dominate start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it was always like we were always a second, like a third, fourth quarter team.
Right.
Never come out explosive. Or either the offense comes out and scores 40 points, but the defense gives up 50.
Right.
So, I mean, hopefully everything with the Rodgers situation kind of pans out. Whatever happens, I mean, that's going to, at the end of the day, who fucking knows?
Yeah, who?
I really could be.
I just don't, I mean, I
got to stop eating.
Man, the whole Rodgers thing is frustrating me because it's frustrating on so many different levels of. I'm frustrated that Rodgers, well, yeah, he's not like winning right now. It's like can't you see this team is like molding itself into something great, but I also get that like he's trying to be in a win now mode for the past couple of years, and they've been in more of like we want to mold this team and we want to mold it for the future, but hopefully still win now. And I get that can be frustrating, but it's so weird because in one part of my brain is like, yeah, we should be winning now for Rodgers, but another part of my brain is like, but if you're constructing a team, there's more to constructing a team, like building a team and really building something. Like, yes, what the Buccaneers have done is great, and they could win 3-4. They're going to be in the mix for 3-4 years, but I don't know after those 3-4 years they could just fall. They could hit a cliff and just fall off completely.
But what are we doing now? Why would you not win now if you can win now if you have Rodgers?
And that's what I'm saying.
If you can win 2 Super Bowls in the next couple of years, why would you do that instead of letting go of your asset and not winning for 10 years? Why?
I get, and that's
the
what
whole point of the league is to win.
That's what I'm saying. I get but that's like the tough.
We've been building for
I know
20 years.
That's what I'm. But I know that's what I'm. But we just went through like this weird shift of Ted Thompson to Gutekunst, and yeah, Gutekunst is a guy who was under Ted Thompson, but he still wants to make the team in the way he envisions making a team, and then you bring in a new head coach. And so he wants to build an offense and a team the way he wants to build it. So it's like, yes, we need to win now, but also we have completely new eyes and new ways of doing things in the building, in leadership. So it's like how it's they are trying to do a very tough thing that I don't think really anyone has ever done successfully, which is win now and build for the future. And in my opinion, they should have picked one or the other.
I mean, the Packers have been doing this for 16 fucking years, though, guy.
But no, because Ted Thompson did things differently. It was Ted Thompson's team and Mike McCarthy's team. And now just these 2 years with LaFleur and Gutekunst, it's their team.
I
So
mean, it's
they
Gutekunst first.
But what I'm
Okay,
but-
I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, but what I'm saying is, yes, we have been doing it kind of the way we're doing it now is how we've done it before. But there's completely new people at the helm.
Yeah.
So they are going to do things differently for them in the way they do things, but they're still going to incorporate and keep some of the same old ways. So it's just the weirdest combination of old and new, because Gutekunst came from Ted Thompson, but LaFleur came from outside, and LaFleur has an offensive system that he's like, we can do this right now. We went 13-3 my first year, and our offense was shit, and we still went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
We can do this right now. And Gutekunst is saying, oh, shit, we can, but what about when right now is over? And I don't think he should have done that. I'm not saying he should have done that. I'm saying that's what his, vision was. And I don't think he's executed that well, mainly because you have to understand the personalities on your team. If you are trying to win now and build for the future, that might work for a different quarterback. But when you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who Gutekunst, you should know him. You should understand his personality, his disposition. You should understand that that's not how he operates, and that's not going to be what he wants to do. And what
do you mean in that sense? What do you mean? Why
he's not?
Why is that?
Rodgers is. I'm ready to win right now. I don't want. Why would you draft Rashawn Gary with a 12 pick when you just signed 2 outside linebackers? Go get me DK Metcalf with the 12th overall pick.
Yep.
Go get me a weapon. But Gutekunst saying, no, but we got to build this incredibly strong, ferocious defense, and it's like, okay, we just did that in free agency.
Yep.
Get me something that can help me on offense. And with Jordan Love, get me something that can help me, or get something. I guarantee if we would have drafted a middle linebacker, Rodgers probably would have been not super thrilled, but at least he would have been like, we got a stud who can help our defense.
Say we got a middle linebacker, and then we got Blake Bortles in the offseason. And the reason I'm saying this is because I believe
I meant for the Jordan Love pick 2 seasons ago.
Well, yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Because Jordan Love is not going to help Aaron Rodgers at all.
Right, draft.
But at the end of the day, draft a weapon, and if you need a quarterback and you're behind Rodgers, because at the end of the day, a backup quarterback is an asset to the starting quarterback.
Sure. Exactly.
And a guy like Blake Bortles, who has been in the league for 9 years, been to the AFC Championship, been in the shit.
Right.
That's a guy you want behind I don't think people really understand how important a backup quarterback is to the starting quarterback.
Exactly.
Where he does a lot of homework for the starting quarterback.
For sure.
What are these defenses doing? What are the coverages doing? Where does this quarterback sit when this wide receiver's out here? They're going to be double coverages, or are they going to be this, or are they going to be that? So I feel like to Rodgers, the Love pick was like, what the fuck? You expect me to train this guy? You expect me to train the future?
Right.
Like, I have no fucking time for that.
He can't even help me the way Tim Boyle helped him last year.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle was in LaFleur's ear telling him, like, no, he'll get the playoff. He'll get the playoff. Don't call timeout. He's going to get this playoff. Love couldn't even do that.
No.
And that's a first-round pick. And so
I feel bad for Love, too, at the same time, because he's probably sitting there like, what the fuck am I supposed to do
I didn't.
Other than, I guess when you're at that point, it's like, I got to train. I'm getting ready.
Well,
Love's getting ready for his time.
He's doing what the coaches tell him to do.
Exactly.
He can only do, and it's.
So I think what me and you are talking about is, I think just the front office and Aaron Rodgers, or maybe even the team, like Devontae, everybody who's there wants to win now.
Right.
I think it's just total, like, they just, it's not, the communication and the plans, the goals aren't the same. Like, Gutekunst is, hey, I have to make sure I have a team 5 years from now, too. I need a job. I need to make sure my team's going to win then. But Rodgers is like, I'm 36.
Yeah, 5 years from now isn't doing me shit right now.
I want to win now. Let's get Green Bay some titles, man.
Let's get Julio Jones.
Build me up.
Let's trade 2 first-round picks to go. Like, if you were, I guarantee. Now, I'm not saying one way or the other what I would do or what I agree with, but I bet if you went to Aaron Rodgers and you were like, hey, if you would give up 2 future first-round picks for Julio Jones, would you do it? Rodgers would be like, yep.
Fuck yeah.
If you go to Gutekunst and you're like, hey, you want to give up 2 future first-round draft picks for Julio Jones, Gutekunst would be like, no.
Absolutely not.
So that's
Two
where
different mindsets.
that's where the divide is. It's right there.
And then where does Matt LaFleur sit?
He's okay. I am a big LaFleur guy.
Me too.
And when the Jordan Love pick was made, LaFleur and Gutekunst were in the room fist bumping each other. So I get that, like, LaFleur is kind of being put as like the dude in the middle, but
then when the Funches thing didn't happen,
but he was right in the room with Gutekunst making this pick. So
yeah.
I am a little worried that Rodgers doesn't like LaFleur as much as we think he does, or LaFleur likes Rodgers as much as we think he does. I am a little skeptical that way.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think maybe the NFL has just become so much more dramatic, and maybe it's like a fucking, it's so much drama, so much reality TV show type of shit nowadays than it used to be. Because I mean, it started, I think in Green Bay it started obviously when the whole Favre saga started.
Yep.
But like now it's like the only thing we hear about the Packers, the only thing you hear about the NFL at a point was the Rodgers deal. It wasn't what's going on in the NFL, what's going on, what are the rookies doing, how are OT or how's the rookie camp going. Like, it's all fucking, Rodgers is, no one knows what Rodgers is saying. He's lounging in Cali with his feet up hosting Jeopardy, and Matt LaFleur hates him, and he hates him, and it's like, this is not why I fucking watch sports. I don't give a fuck if Rodgers hates LaFleur, if he, what are we doing?
Well, dude, one of the things is that one of the factors that drives media and stories that get put out is it's literally clicks. So if you put out a story or an article that has a controversial headline and you get the most people to click on that article, that brings in money to that website. So media and who's ever running these websites and sports web services, they're trying to put out the most controversial headlines. So they don't care if if the Packers had like an actually really solid draft where they addressed cornerback, center, slot wide receiver, offensive line, defensive
Probably
line.
one of the best drafts we've had in a while.
They don't
Oh, I mean,
just
good,
just
solid draft.
Just a solid
Sound draft.
sound draft that could turn out to be. It could, by all intents and purposes, could be amazing. It could be incredible. Josh Myers could be a starting center for 10 years. We don't know. Marty Rogers could be
Cole Van Lanen's
Cole
coming in
Van-
hot.
He could come in and start at right tackle. Like, we don't know.
He's a Wisconsin linebacker.
We don't know. Like,
Yeah.
so, but that's what I mean. It doesn't. If you put out an article that's like Green Bay had a solid draft, that's not going to get you as many clicks as if it's Rodgers is pissed that Gutekunst, LaFleur is in the middle. People are gonna be, whoa, why is LaFleur in? Let's click. Let's read that.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
it's,
you're right.
It's trying to get people to read things, and what is going to get the most eyeballs? What's going to get the most clicks? It's not even so much what's the most like factual or what's the most informational. So it is tough when it's like that's the only thing you see is Rodgers versus Green Bay when it could be I doubt this is what it is, but it could be they're having amicable conversations that they both don't agree completely, but they're trying to work things out. That could be what it is, but that's not going to if you have an article that says Packers and Rodgers is an amicable situation that hopefully will get resolved.
No one's going to read it.
No one's
going to
read
a
it.
shit about
But
it.
if it's Rodgers hates Packers, Packers don't care about
Goots
Rodgers.
a cunt wants to trade Rodgers.
Packers
All right,
hates Goody. Goody hates Rodgers. That's
Rodgers going to the Broncos.
so at the end we don't know. We haven't heard Rodgers. All we've heard is that the Packers say they want Rodgers back and they're trying. To what extent are the Packers trying? I don't know if they're trying as hard
How
as they
reasonable is Roger being?
Exactly.
You know, like
both sides could be being dickheads to each other, and that's like it could be the Packers are being like Rodgers will give you a 2-year guaranteed. We'll give you 2 years. We'll give you 2 years, $80 million guaranteed. So you're gonna make $40 million in 2 years. But after that, like we don't know. And Rodgers is like, dude, I want 4 years. I don't want 2 years. I
Yeah.
want 4 years. But the Packers are like,
and then you have Adam Scheffner like, oh, it's draft night. Yeah, let's put this shit out there.
hey, just let people know. Packers and Rodgers. Rodgers.
Hey, I
wants out.
respect Scheffner for that because he said straight up in the Dan Patrick interview, he's
Yeah.
like, well, I just so happy to be draft night.
Right. He's like,
And there's no source. It was just, this is what's been
This is
happening.
what I've been hearing. I didn't want to lose the story.
I mean, he's the best at what he does.
But
So
hey,
that's why it went out.
I'll give him credit though, man. I remember draft night. Me and you were just like,
oh, man, it made draft night.
We thought
Broncos pick was coming up.
pick
Whoa!
9. Pick 9. My eyes were glued to the TV. I was scrolling through social media trying to see if there were some trades happening.
Nothing.
But then nothing happened.
Nothing.
So, dude, I don't know. I mean, there's so
Rodgers is just holding out until training camp's done so he can just come in. He's been just hanging out with the old lady, surfing.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't like this new chick that's in his life too much. But I'm gonna run to the bathroom quick on that note.
I was about to pee too. So who knows? Who really knows? At the end of the day, I don't want to read the internet about what's going on. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to watch sports games with no fans in the stadium anymore. I don't want to watch Packer games and empty Lambeau Field. I don't want to listen to this shit and that shit and so on and so forth. I want to be at Lambeau watching the Packers win with Aaron Rodgers. I love Rodgers. I love LaFleur. Gutekunst, he might, that's something that he's new, so I don't know. To me, I think the drama of the NFL ruins the game for me, where they turned a historic franchise, a historic sport, a historic everything about the game of football is, to me, gets ruined by drama. And it's like, I don't want to watch. I don't want to go on ESPN and it's like a reality TV show. I want I want to learn about sport. Like I go on ESPN and I hear Rodgers hates Gusticunts and Tim Tebow's going to be playing tight end this year for the Jags. It's like,
That's it.
but he shouldn't play tight end. And then it's like just everything's fucking something. Like that's what sports have turned into. Which I guess there's a reason for everything, but it's fucking football. Let's just play football, man.
I've always thought that. I've always thought, like, why doesn't SportsCenter ever do, like, an X's and O's segment where they're like, let's break down a simple play. We're just going to break down a simple play action, bootleg, what a quarterback is seeing, what they're looking for.
Because John Gruden's not the host.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I know.
But I mean, like, instead of being like, all right, we're running a play, this team ran a play action. The play action was successful on this. Whoa, we might need to buy a new brew kit here, folks. No, I think we're good. I have no idea what happened. Luckily, everything fell onto the bubble wrap. That was pretty cool. But yeah, no, I've always thought, like, why SportsCenter, I guess not recently, but when I was a kid, I always wondered, like, I would love to learn about plays. I would love to learn the behind the scenes X's and O's of when you run a bootleg play action, why is the tight end running the route he's running? Or what is the quarterback looking for in this play? Or when the wide receiver is running this play, what are they looking for? They're running a crosser, but if it's zone, they know that they need to do X, Y, or Z in zone. If they're running a crosser and they realize it's man, they have to do X, Y, or Z. Things like that I wished more sports media would break down better. Like, really break down the game. Don't just give me the highlights and the well, look at this run by the running back. It was amazing. He ran up through the two gap. You know, the lineman came through and cleared out the linebacker. Yeah, I can see that the lineman came through and pulled around and cleared the linebacker. But what does it mean to a guard pulls? And when a guard pulls, why is that advantageous for the offense? But then maybe what can a defense do to counteract that? Things like that I wished I would have learned but never did. And so things like that. But no, I mean, that's what the NFL is just about. It comes down to eyeballs. How many eyeballs can you get on a game? How many clicks can a game get? How many? It's not even about the game, really. It's just about getting people to watch it. They don't care about
people attracted to it.
They don't care about people understanding the game. They care about people being attracted to the game. So it's like a guy like me who, played a few years of tackle football, but just was never really big enough or had the really desire or that mental toughness to continue playing, but I still loved the game and wanted.
You had appreciation for it.
I had appreciation for it, but I was just like, playing it's not for me. But I didn't know how to find more information on it, and just like I was saying, the sports media outlets, they just hit the highlights, the cool plays, which I get.
That was SportsCenter. I mean, back.
But it'd be awesome to get a guy who's like, all right, on this play, these wide receivers are running these routes. This wide receiver he's running a combination route. That means if it's a zone coverage, he's going to do his button hook and sit. If if he's in man, he's doing his button hook and hopefully the ball's there. If it's not, he's following the quarterback trying to get open, or he's sitting in his zone waiting. You get that a little bit, but you don't get it consistently enough. We're all right, this run play, here we go. This is a 50-yard run, but they set it up by running 10 run plays before that. And here's all 10 of those run plays, and you see the middle linebacker come in, and you can tell the coaches were keying in on that middle linebacker being too aggressive when the lineman did this. So they kept that formation, and then the 10th run play, they switched it. So the middle linebacker would come in a certain way, and they knew it, so they ran the opposite way, and that's how they busted off a 50-yard run. Like
Little things, yeah. I mean,
little things
even like the biggest skill Aaron Rodgers has that a lot of Packer fans probably don't know is like his ability to coordinate 2-minute drills, the way get your wide receivers out of bounds, and no huddle, rush to the line, short passes, little things like that. Like those are like things in football. Like it's a lot more thought into it than you would think. Like
not just run. Pass,
No.
pass, run, pass, run, pass, run.
It's hit your wide receiver on and out so he can get out of bounds right away. Then that stops the clock. Let's get back on the line. Run a run play so it can run a little time off the clock. Then you got about 45 seconds left. Then hit your wide receiver again. Get a little more kick. There's so much little things that go into it that a lot of people don't understand and just aren't talked about because that's not what Sports Center's all about anymore. It's not what sports talk all about. It's all about
why talk about a 5-yard run when you can talk about 5 touchdown passes?
Which, it's
I get. I get it.
Business, man.
As when I was a kid, I wanted to see the touchdowns. But as you get older, you start to like appreciate the game for what it is. It's a strategy game.
Yeah.
There's pieces. You're setting up a guy to get sucked in on a play action pass, and you can hit MVS on a skinny post because the safety got sucked in. Well, why did the safety get sucked in? Like, you can't just run one play action and the safety just gets sucked in. You have to run certain plays that makes that safety key in and say, "Oh, okay, I see what they're doing." But then you trick the safety and say, no, we're not doing that. We're going over the top. But you just get the over-the-top play. You don't get the 10 or 12 plays that made the safety think this is what they're doing. So I'm busting my ass down to the line of scrimmage to hit the running back. And then, oh, shit, they just ran a skinny post over the top, and they beat the safety.
It's an intricate. It's a smart game. It's a strategy, fucking game planning type of game that, most people don't understand. And some people enjoy football just, to watch people score touchdowns, watch the big plays, which is fine. That's awesome. That's awesome. But the game of football, the game of, a lot of professional sports are just turning into this whole aspect of something that to me takes away the whole purity of the sport. Building super teams. You look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and it's just like, I want to not respect you so much, but I do because you guys are the ones who figured it out. All right, let's fucking pack tight a team, and that's how you're going to fucking win. It's like the way to win now, but
dude, they had a great defense. Like, their defense was really good before Brady got there, but no one cared because their offense, like Jameis Winston just threw pick after pick, so their defense looked terrible. But dude, when you have a quarterback who throws 30 interceptions, your team is going to look bad. The year before Brady got there, Jameis threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. That is so many interceptions.
Yeah, it's like
that's almost 2 a game. And if you're throwing 2 interceptions a game,
it's like Favre on some years.
Your defense is going to look bad just because of the quick turnaround. But
football is a game of balance. You need both sides to win at the end of the day. That's why the Packers have never gotten past the NFC Championship these 2 games, because they couldn't find a balance on either side of the ball.
And something I talked about on episode 25. Rodgers can complain as much as he wants about the lack of offense and talent around him, and I am on his side 100% because of some of the draft picks they've made. I get it. But at the same time, when your defense gets 3 straight turnovers in the biggest game of the season,
And you can't
and
convert.
you as an offense go 0 for 3 on scoring any points off of those, how can you just sit around and point fingers at everybody else when you had an opportunity to run in a touchdown?
I do think he has an ego on him, too. I do.
And I do. And that's the hardest thing is that not both sides are right, but both sides have an argument to make about Rodgers. Yes, there should have been more done for him. And the other side is, well, you were in the NFC Championship game, and you were given 3 opportunities to go down and take the lead, and you didn't do that.
And I mean, the thing, like, when we had Favre, how many NFC Championship games did Favre? I mean, the Giants, the Seahawks, right?
Seahawks was with Rodgers, but there were games like the Eagles, a 4th and 26. Like, yeah, that was defense gave up a 4th and 26, but Favre was the guy who just threw it up into the air into triple coverage. And basically let the Eagles get a pick.
I don't know. It's just
there was a. I mean,
such a fucking. It's just
football is. I feel like Rodgers is trying to make it black and white, and and the Packers are trying to make it black and white.
Yeah,
and it's not. There's so much. It just so happens that Brady was able to win all these championships, and it was like a perfect storm of player and coach, the player mentality of I want to win regardless of what's holding me back, and he thought his own coach was holding him back, but he didn't care. He was going to fight through it and win. But I don't know if many people have that.
Well, I mean, you look at Vince Lombardi and I've always this has been a big interest of mine as I look at I've studied Vince Lombardi and the way he coached and the way he was, where there's no fucking excuses no matter what position you play, no matter where you are. If you don't play your best game, you're not gonna play. If you don't play your best game, you're not gonna win. If you're first, you're last, and that's the way Lombardi was. And you read back on. I think one of the only books I ever read was the Sideline book written by Jerry Kramer, just an everyday journal of everything. And, he talked about Vince Lombardi as if he were the devil sometimes, but the way he was as a coach was, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to run a play 10 times, 15, 100 times until you get it right, whether you're Tom Brady or you're a scrub. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to treat you the same way. And that's the way I look at Bill Belichick, where it's like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You come to win, you play to win, we're going to win, and that's the mentality.
And, dude, that just made me think of, if Bart Starr wasn't the quarterback of the Lombardi teams, would Lombardi have been as successful? I don't know, because I feel... Personally, I don't know. This is a question I'll have to ask other people who watched. But the way Lombardi handled himself was, or not Starr, as being the quarterback of Lombardi's team, was almost like, I am an extension of Lombardi, and I am going to make sure the offensive linemen, the running backs, the wide receivers, we run the plays the way Lombardi calls them, the way he has pounded into our heads how we run these plays. And if we all don't run the play the way he is demanding us to, it's all of our faults. And I am going to be right there with my teammates making sure that we run the plays correctly. But I don't feel like that sentiment has followed through, or it doesn't unless so like if there's a different if it wasn't Bart Starr and he was kind of like, yeah, these are the plays, but like I don't know, like why are we running the sweep? Like
I don't
it's
think
not,
he'd ever be a quarterback
not-
under Lombardi.
it's not working. But that's like how many quarterbacks would Lombardi go through is what I mean until
he found the
but
one.
So that's what I mean. Like how so he probably, if it took him 5 quarterbacks, it would take him 5 years to establish a system. And then once a system was established, he would then it would start working. But does that kind of
I
so
see
like
I see what you're saying.
so it was like a perfect combination of a personality and a coach coming together and being like, yes, coach, I will make sure my guys run your system. Not like we have to run your like this is I don't know, why are we running the sweep? It doesn't work. But he's going, no, it'll work if you just do it properly. It'll work, rather than being like, yeah, but what if we this it could work, but I don't know. Like,
and that's what I mean, I think that's kind of how the Packer era ended and like the Brady Belichick era ended, because I do think Belichick and Brady, I think at a point, I'm sure Belichick looked at Brady like, all right, I have to respect him as the guy I am, but if you have a coach like Belichick, you have a coach like Lombardi. I mean, Lombardi was, if that's kind of how the era. Lombardi retired when he stopped winning. When things started going, when Bart Starr started aging, getting older, and Lombardi was a kind of coach where if he wasn't winning, I think that's kind of why it stopped, because we're done winning. But it's not working anymore. I don't have the same talent or the same kind of not necessarily control, but the same same kind of the vibe or role that things have been going at. Then it's done. Like people like I don't know, kind of.
yeah, no,
I feel like. With the Bill Belichick Brady thing, was Brady got to a point where he could compete harder. I feel like he felt like he could compete harder than Belichick could now. Like he got to a point where he's like, I don't need to sit under your standpoints anymore. I don't need to go the Belichick way anymore, because at the end of the day, I can. And I think, when I look at Brady, I feel like Brady he caught a bit of Belichick, where I don't think he would have be the same Brady.
no.
I don't think he could have ever led a Tampa Bay Buccaneer team
without Belichick.
But because he got that people, when Brady steps into a room, they're like, all right, shut the fuck up. Brady's here.
And the same thing, Belichick couldn't got to where he's at without Brady. And that's what I mean. Brady said for the first few years Brady was the quarterback before there was the turmoil, he was like, I'm going to run the offense the way we need to run it. And we need to run it this way because our coaches are telling us, Belichick specifically, this is our offensive system. This is how we're running it. And he followed it, and he perfected it, and he mastered it, and he made it his own. He turned it into his own thing.
Yeah.
So there's no Belichick without Brady. There's no Brady without Belichick. It's a weird combination of like, oh, I am going to adapt to you. You're going to adapt to me.
Would there have ever been a Mike McCarthy if there wasn't an Aaron Rodgers? Would there have ever been an Aaron Rodgers if there... Okay, so yesterday we were in a conversation with somebody, and this is something I wanted to bring up, because we were in a conversation with somebody yesterday who kept saying, and I don't know if you were tuned into this conversation, but this guy was saying, I don't want Rodgers to do to LaFleur that he did to McCarthy. He's like, he wrecked. Somebody was saying, like, Rodgers wrecked McCarthy. And I was like, I didn't understand that. Like, what does that mean? How did Rodgers wreck McCarthy?
I don't agree with that. I think
Do you know who,
yeah,
the
I think
okay.
I think McCarthy's system was at its time when it was at its peak was ingenuitive,
Yeah.
But it got old, it got stale, it got people caught on.
Repetitive.
It got repetitive, and he couldn't adapt. He couldn't change his offense to being a misdirection. His offense was the wide receivers and quarterbacks had to be on the exact same page.
Yep.
It had to be, in the simplest terms, from my understanding, was, all right, the wide receiver lines up. He looks at the defense. The wide receiver and quarterback should be reading the same thing. So if the quarterback looks at the defense and the quarterback goes, all right, they're in a zone, the wide receiver should also be looking at it and saying, okay, they're in the zone. If a wide receiver is supposed to be running a crossing route and man, then he runs a crossing route and man. If it's zone, he's supposed to run a crossing route and then sit or whatever it is. I have no idea. But just example. So, and then if he runs a crossing routes and sits, but there's a defensive player at his left, then he goes right. If there's a guy defensive at his right, he goes left. There was so much of, there was no set plays. It was all just, if they're doing this, we do this. If it was all in play changes.
But then we always had that running back who was just on the outs. You know, we always had that. That was like the regular backup, the kind of go-to. Okay, so our wide receivers aren't getting open. Hit the running back on a 5-yard out all the fucking time.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, yeah, McCarthy's system at the time, when him and Rodgers were on point, and they had really good when they had
James
Jones, Randall Cobb, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have Jermichael Finley, when you have a tight end who's basically a wide receiver, like, that's huge.
Which we have now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, just I personally think McCarthy's system just got stale, and we just lacked creativity on all. It got to the point where we've been doing the same. Stupid is as stupid does, and we've been dozen as much as stupid has ever done. And, it was just like, it worked for a while, and then people figured it out. And instead of saying, all right, people figured it out, how do we make it so they can't figure us out? He just said, then let's just run different wide receiver route combinations. And it was like, that's not working. And Rodgers could see that. Rodgers saw, like, McCarthy does, he's not adapting. So I think, like, I think the way LaFleur and Rodgers could get to a McCarthy and Rodgers is if they're running these play actions, they're running these zone sweeps that they're not fooling the defense anymore, but LaFleur is just dead set on running these plays, and he's dead set on running these specific running plays that get 2 to 3 yards a carry, and they're just not, their offensive line isn't pushing anyone, and they're not fooling the linebackers. But he refuses to change, then yeah, I think it'll revert back to that animosity where it's like, what are we doing? Why are we still running this?
But that's the thing.
shit?
That's the thing I like about LaFleur and Rodgers, which is they enjoy, or they feed off and they thrive off of each other's knowledge and their creativity and their just being able to change the game and not, I think what I see and what I think the reason that LaFleur has brought the Packers to 2 consecutive NFC Championship games is because he allows, okay, Rogers wants to take control. He's on the field. I trust this guy because he sees it and he's smart enough to be able to call a play out on the field.
Right.
I think that's one thing that was a border between Rogers and McCarthy is McCarthy was calling the plays. He was going to call what he wanted to call,
Right.
whether he was on the field or not. And I out of LaFleur, I feel like LaFleur is like, all right, I'll call the plays when I know I want these plays,
Right.
when I know it's right. But at some point, it's like, all right, Rodgers is out there. I trust the fact that his eye knows what's going on.
Right.
It's third and 4. I'm not out there. Rodgers sees the coverage. Rodgers sees where the linebackers are setting up. He sees the double teams. He sees who's blitzing where. I'm going to let him call his play. I think that's why the success, where I think that is a difference in the relationship between LaFleur and Rodgers and LaFleur and McCarthy is LaFleur gives Rodgers a little more of the freedom of, all right, man, you're out there. I trust your fucking eye more than anybody. And I think that's a big, weird gap in the Packers is LaFleur trusts Rodgers.
And that's about
Rodgers trusts LaFleur. Gutekunst doesn't. I don't agree with, it seems like the front, it's like a battle between, because you listen to the way LaFleur talks about Rodgers and wanting him around, where he's like, I can't even imagine our team without him.
Right.
Like, that's my partnership. That's my guy. And, how the fuck do you be successful with a team that's, you have an MVP, Hall of Fame quarterback, and what I'm going to say right now, a Hall of Fame coach.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will call, he has the best starting success as a head coach out of the history of any head coach.
Yeah.
If you have that bond, but then your front office, it just doesn't work. The way the Packers are, it's so broken. And a lot of people have said, I've heard, we've seen it is, at the end of the day, we don't have a certain person who calls the shots. We have Mark Murphy, but he's not the owner.
Right.
So it's there's
a board of directors. The board of directors tells Mark Murphy what they want, and the board of directors decides what they want based on a majority vote of whatever they decide they vote on, and then if it comes, I don't even know how many people are on their board of directors. I think
I have no idea.
I can't be more than 13.
But
anyway, but they vote, and then they, Mark Murphy goes and sits down with these clowns, and these clowns tell Mark Murphy what they envision there, and then Mark Murphy disseminates that information to Gutekunst, and Gutekunst disseminates that information to LaFleur, and LaFleur disseminates that information to his coaches. And it is a weird structure
and then
that
Rodgers goes to Hollywood and records Jeopardy.
And
what the fuck?
and that structure back in the day was probably awesome when it was there's a panel of people deciding on how we should operate. That's a democratic way of deciding, instead of just one guy at the top telling the GM what should be done, or giving the GM complete control, where it's more of kind of the GM should have complete control, but we also want to make sure that that the franchise continues success past Rodgers, right? So the board of directors looks at it and says, we need to make money not just for the next 3 years, but for the next 7, 8,
They're watching their
10
asses.
years.
They're making sure they stay.
They need to make sure that they're still on the board of directors, and that they're still making money, and that they're still happy. It's a weird, really weird setup that as a kid, I used to think was really cool. But now as you get older, it's like sometimes you need just one person to be the scapegoat.
But
and
you need to adapt. We need to adapt.
And exactly, and I don't know if the way that the organization is set up for success for this time period.
I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a win now situation. I mean, that's what all teams are going to be starting to become. I mean, people are going to start and Brady and the Bucks were the trailblazers for it. I mean, it's going to turn into the NBA. I mean, you build super teams to win now. Brady's going to and I'm not going to lie. I feel like the Buccaneers are probably going to win a couple, one or two more. Maybe one. Probably one. I mean, people are they're gonna flock towards success. I mean,
they've returned all 22 starters,
and that's what it is. Bruce Arians has every intention to surround Brady with every circumstance to win a Super Bowl,
right.
And Gutekunst has every intent to make sure the Packers make the playoffs for the next 10 years.
Right.
Which. What the fuck is it? You're gonna sell tickets? You're gonna keep fans?
Well,
but
I do agree with you on that. So I'm not trying to push back on that.
Push back.
But the Buccaneers, prior to Brady being there, also had top 10 picks like every single year.
Yeah.
So like they were able to get Mike Evans, they were able to get Devin White, they were able to get one of the best offensive linemen coming out of
best
college.
Linebackers too.
They were able to draft really good cornerback.
Yeah.
Like they had great draft picks because they were so bad for so long. And then Tom Brady comes in and says, "Well, look at this defense. Like a lot of these guys are rookie contracts. There's a lot of money to be thrown around because of these good players that they've been able to draft. Like Devin White is one of the best middle linebackers in football, but he's still on a rookie contract. He's not being paid like he's one of the best middle linebackers in football. He's being paid like he's on a rookie contract. And like that's advantageous for Brady. We don't have a top 5 draft pick who is on a rookie contract still. We have Rashawn Gary's our closest, and he was the 12th pick in the draft. However many 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
That's the closest we've got to a player like that, and the Buccaneers have a roster full of those guys. Mike Evans, yes, he's gotten paid, but he was a top 12 draft pick. O.J. Howard, I think he was hurt last season, so this is not a good argument for me, but he was like a first-round draft pick tight end who, before he got hurt, was really good. Tristan Wirfs was a top 15 offensive tackle. Like, they have a lot of these guys that were big, high-pick guys that are still on these rookie contracts. So,
and we just got high top-tier guys who were just trying to pay as much as we can to keep him on the fucking team.
Exactly. So,
yeah, we have
Bakhtiari, he was a 4th-round pick, but we had to pay him a shit ton of money.
Just tore his ACL. Who knows how the fuck he's going to perform next year?
It's Chris Barnes, our best middle linebacker, was an undrafted free agent. It's
just
Jair Alexander, our best defensive player, was the 19th pick in the draft, compared to Devin White, who's their 3rd best defensive player, was the 5th pick in the draft. Like, it's
such a weird balance.
Yes, Brady got what he wanted, but he also went to a team that was basically like, we got a bunch of really good players who are super young, and we have a shit ton of money.
And all they needed was him to flock a couple more players his way.
Yeah,
and
so
I don't know.
It's tough because, yes, like, win now, but also you can't completely you can't handpick every single player on a roster.
Not in Green Bay.
And it's just like, that's why I wish there would have been a few different draft picks made by Gutekunst, and I wish that that would have helped Rodgers say, like, all right, we're trying to do something for right now. Like, the Rashawn Gary and the Jordan Love pick are the 2 picks that I think to me, really drive me nuts. I can understand a Darnell Savage pick, a late round safety. You take a flyer on an athletic freak of a safety in the first round.
Yeah.
Late in the first round, like maybe he'll turn out into something. But the 12th pick in the draft, you pick a developmental offensive or a defensive edge rusher. And then in the 26th pick, you trade up to 26 to draft a backup quarterback. Like, I don't agree with those picks. I see his vision. I can see and understand it, but that doesn't mean I agree with it, and I don't think that he set this team up well going forward.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because it's
Probably could have got Love in the second. Like, I don't know. He was, I mean,
you never know. Like,
I don't fucking know.
Because
But why?
one of the
We
things
got Blake Bortles now.
now we got him and Rodgers, same amount of playoff wins since 2017.
Hey, they hung out 2017 in the 4th of July. They're buddies. So,
But man, oh man.
Jesus Christ, let's get out of here, huh?
Hey, only about 3 hours in.
Not too shabby.
Not
It
too
is
shabby.
a 11:28. It is Monday. My eyes are starting to close a bit.
Oh man, what a show, dude. We
What
did
a
it, man.
fucking show, dude. We
Episode
got
26. We stayed on point, stayed on
we
track.
did. Talk Packers. We talked our new beer kit.
Talked our new beer kit. We talked about last month's weekly challenge stuff and the cribbage board weekly challenge, and
Our
we're gonna
future
our-
game or table game excursions.
future table game. We're gonna do a tabletop bag toss. We're gonna keep the same weekly challenge grid.
Me and Max are gonna take a brewery tour this summer.
Copper State.
Copper State.
We decided on that. We talked about our HUA 25 review.
We
That was,
talked hella
just,
Packers.
We talked a lot of Packers down the show. It was a great conversation, man. I
Great
love that.
conversation.
Too bad we didn't have Chrissy Chris over here,
Oh man,
Mr. Insider.
I don't ever want him in here.
Hey,
Yeah, I do.
he's just an insider.
just an insider.
You know, he talks to Rodgers directly.
Yeah, I know he
apparently.
does.
Apparently.
Yeah,
But anyway.
it's great. I want him to come back on, play a video that you can mute and over talk.
Pause
on.
it. Just
Oh,
hey,
it's the
pause this.
best.
Hey, shut up. Shut up.
Hey, we got new koozies. Shout out my wonderful, awesome, beautiful aunt. You're the best. Cheers.
Cheers to the vest, to the
Cheers
sweater.
to the vest, to the sweater.
I think the third guy got a flannel shirt. He was saying.
yeah, that's awesome. Good thing
So-
he's here.
Yep. Thanks for being here.
So we're gonna keep track of our brewing excursion.
Yes, sir.
Week 1 weekly challenge. Get it set up into our home brewing place. We're gonna and get our toes wet into the first step of brewing.
Yeah, get it open. Get the instruction manual opened up. Get it cracked open. Get some things poured out. Get some
Hell
water
yeah.
boiling, maybe.
And next week we're gonna come back with some info on our starting process. We're gonna come back, play some bag toss for some weekly challenges.
Yep.
We're gonna just continue our talk of what we've been up to
Absolutely.
and keep doing our thing,
We're gonna
man.
keep doing it, man. We're gonna keep rolling. Like we've said earlier in the show, life kind of came at us in a lot of different ways the past couple weeks, and we just weren't able to get into the studio. A lot of personal things, a lot of family things
And
came
to
up.
end the
and
show. It's very late. Should have said this earlier, but I'd like to say big rest in peace to my grandfather, Warren Wardlow, my papa.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you have completed your battle with your terrible events that you had to go through.
Yep.
Thank you for everything you've given to me, including my father. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the sense of humor I had. I wouldn't have the love, the care, the strength that I've had. So rest in peace to a hell of a man.
Yes, sir.
A
Yeah.
man who had a cup of coffee with the Redskins, who played John Madden head on, who raised two very important people in my life.
Pancake John Man's
Oh,
ass.
hell yeah. So rest in peace to
Yes, sir.
he'd be mad if he heard me say this. Rest in peace to Thurman, Warren Wardlow, my papa, the
Hell yeah.
blue bug, love you, Papa.
Man.
Love everybody who is tuned in with us.
Yes, thank you. Episode 26 has been great. It's been fun. Man,
Hell yeah.
we wouldn't be here without all the people in our lives that you know who you are.
And our beers wouldn't be nice and chilly if it weren't for these awesome koozies.
Oh,
Hey, but most
coolest koozies
hell yeah.
I've
Shout
ever,
out Decker
used,
Pollinari.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to our listeners.
Thank you for tuning in. I know your time is valuable.
Shout out,
There's
Andy.
thousands of other
Shout out.
podcasts that
Hell yeah.
you could have settled for. But
Fuck
now
you,
you're just
Todd.
vibing with two goofy dudes from Wisconsin who like to discuss their problems and figure out ways to solve them. And challenge the listeners to get up out of their comfort zone. Try some shit they ain't done before. This is Hold Us Accountable. Yeah, this is Hold Us Accountable. Yeah, this is Hold Us Accountable. This is Hold Us Accountable. This is Hold Us Accountable. Hold Us Accountable, yeah. Hold Us Accountable.